Important update about YouTube playlists. Hey everyone. We've received many messages asking why our YouTube playlists aren't showing up. Do we create YouTube playlists? Yes, we absolutely do. So why can't you see them? Honestly, we're not sure. We've been in contact with YouTube support for several months now, but we still haven't received a clear answer or solution. After much discussion, our team has decided to take matters into our own hands. We believe the issue might be related to the number of playlists we've created on a single channel, possibly too many. Our solution? We're launching 2 additional YouTube channels, giving us a total of 3. This way, we can organize our audiobooks better and avoid the playlist visibility issue in the future. This change only affects our YouTube audience. If you're a patron supporter, you can still access all our audiobooks by visiting the collection menu on Patreon. Thanks so much for your time and continued support. Happy listening. Continue to the place where the noise just came from. Yes, Kurenai-sama. Bang. Izumi Uchiha knocked out a Hidden Leaf Village geinin with a karate chop, and snatched a scroll from his hand. Finally, she was also looking in a direction. What happened over there? The commotion just now, probably everyone in the Forest of Death could notice. Hana, do you smell anything strange in that direction? Izumi Uchiha looked at her teammate. Inuzuka Hana stepped on a geinin who was unconscious. She sniffed hard. Inuzuka Hana shook her head. The wind is not blowing in our direction. I can hardly smell anything over there. Do you want to go and see? Forget it. Izumi Uchiha shook her head. We have already collected both the Heaven Scroll and the Earth Scroll. We can go straight to the tower. After we get to the tower, we can complete this exam. There is no need to complicate things at this time. No objections. Inuzuka Hana smiled. Maybe we will be the first group of people to enter the tower. Thanks to you, Izumi. Your strength has improved so fast. You defeated 2 of the 3 enemies we encountered, and it only took 1 face-to-face to knock them down. Inuzuka Hana was very emotional when she spoke. As Izumi Uchiha's teammate, Inuzuka Hana knew Izumi's strength well. The Izumi Uchiha in her memory. Her strength was about the same as hers. But after not seeing her for a while, Inuzuka Hana found that Izumi had become stronger, at least several times stronger than the last time they met. Now, even if she goes up with 3 ninja dogs, she is probably not Izumi's opponent. The gap between the 2 is too big. Chojuro, we are geinin from the same village. Shouldn't we unite and deal with the geinin from other villages? Why are you robbing our scroll? 3 Hidden Mist Village geinin with bruised noses and swollen faces were tied together. They looked up at Chojuro's back with resentment. At this time, Chojuro was standing on top of a tree. Facing the unwilling clamor of the 3 Hidden Mist Village geinin below, Chojuro replied without lowering his head. If you become Hidden Mist Village Chunin like this, it will only harm you. He spoke very tactfully. The real meaning is, you 3 guys are too weak. If you become Chunin, you might die one day when you perform a mission. 3 Hidden Mist Village geinin with bruised noses and swollen faces. Chojuro's words made them itch with anger. But they couldn't help it. Because they are indeed not the opponents of this prodigy of Hidden Mist Village. And at this time, Chojuro no longer paid attention to them. Because Chojuro was looking into the distance, 23 trees are broken. Did someone use a very powerful ninjutsu? It's a very powerful enemy. Chojuro murmured to himself, is it from Hidden Leaf Village? Or is it from Hidden Sand Village? He took out 2 scrolls from his arms. One is the Heaven Scroll. One is the Earth Scroll. Maybe, when the 3rd round of the exam comes, we will know who this powerful person is. Chojuro put away the 2 scrolls, and on his calm face, there was a hint of expectation. Kimimaro-sama? The only remaining Hidden Sound Village ninja looked at the scene in front of him in disbelief. He could hardly imagine that such a genius as Kimimaro would be defeated. In his line of sight, all he could see was a row of fallen trees, which seemed to have been knocked down by Kimimaro. Bang! The Hidden Sound Village ninja couldn't help but swallow. Kimimaro-sama should be okay, right? He felt that if he took this punch, his life might have been ended. He looked at Naruto Uzumaki with a very terrified look. Is this little devil who defeated Kimimaro a monster who is even more talented than Kimimaro? Just then, Naruto also turned his head and looked at him. Hidden Sound Village Ninja. I. The Hidden Sound Village Ninja hurriedly looked left and right, trying to see if there was any escape route nearby. Just one look from Naruto scared him into a cold sweat. This Hidden Sound Village Ninja had long lost his initial fighting spirit. He didn't even dare to meet Naruto's eyes. This is our Earth Scroll. The Hidden Sound Village Ninja, for his own life, hurriedly took out the scroll belonging to their team from his bosom. And quickly put it on the ground. He swore that he would never participate in any Chunin exams again. No, not only that, he He must leave Hidden Sound Village. Otherwise, if Orochimaru-sama knew how bad his performance today, he would definitely not let him go. He had once helped Orochimaru-sama destroy some experimental waste. He knew very well what kind of way that scientist dressed as a ninja would treat cowards. But he soon found that his only way out was blocked by two little kids. These two little kids and the blonde little kid who defeated Kimimaro are together, especially the Uchiha who is good at fire style. His strength is not bad. He wanted to break through from those two little kids. But he didn't dare either. But just then, a sentence suddenly spoken by Naruto made him feel as if a weight had been lifted off his shoulders. Sasuke, Haku, let's tie up Kimimaro. Naruto really wanted to bring Kimimaro, this special talent, into the Whitebeard Pirates. He was never joking. Sasuke and Haku immediately stepped forward, and Haku was even more curious and asked, Naruto, what was that you just used? Hee. Naruto scratched his head. He didn't care about his injuries, and answered with a smile, that's the armament haki among the 3 colors of haki that Pops once mentioned. Haki suddenly realized, and was a bit surprised, you actually learned armament haki in battle. Haku is also Whitebeard's son after all. He certainly knows about Pop's 3 colors of haki. And knows how hard it is to practice haki. Among them, a haki called Conqueror's haki, is impossible to practice. Because it is something you have from birth. It can only be awakened accidentally. Ha ha ha. It's because I am Naruto Uzumaki. The not-so-old Naruto laughed with his hands on his hips, the future 5th Hokage of Hidden Leaf Village. How could I not learn armament haki? Observation. Armament. Sasuke on the side was a bit eager. From Naruto's performance of punching Kimimaro flying, he could see that Naruto became much stronger after learning this armament haki. That is to say, Naruto is progressing rapidly all the time. And his Sasuke's progress is too slow. If he could learn these 2 special abilities with Naruto, could he also become stronger quickly? Become like Naruto? Even surpass Naruto? Become my family. Sasuke. Gorara. Be my son, Sasuke Uchiha. The voices of Naruto and Whitebeard rang out at the same moment, and Sasuke knew he was hearing things. Sasuke's eyes were somewhat struggling. And a bit confused. Found it. It wasn't until Naruto's sudden shout that Sasuke came back to his senses. Only then did Sasuke realize that he had unknowingly followed Naruto and Haku to the edge of the aftermath of the battle. Moving his gaze forward, Sasuke saw a very embarrassed figure lying at the root of a broken tree. That was Kimimaro. Hiss. Kimimaro's miserable state made Sasuke gasp. The lower half of his face was sunken. If you cover the upper half of his face, you might not recognize who this is. Naruto's punch went down. It severely disfigured him. He passed out. Haku stepped forward to check Kimimaro's condition. He used 2 fingers to hold Kimimaro's neck, and found a weak pulse, but his condition is not good. If he takes another hit, he might really die. Haku looked at Naruto. Naruto, you used all your strength in that punch just now, right? You almost killed Kimimaro. Ahaha. Naruto suddenly became embarrassed, because his bones are very hard. I thought that if I held back, I might not be able to defeat him, so I used all my strength. By the way, this guy's facial bones are really hard. Even if my hand is covered with armament haki, that punch just now, my knuckles are a bit painful. Naruto knew that this might be because he had just learned armament haki and had not yet mastered it. If he had Pop's level, his fist would definitely not hurt. By the way, Haku looked down at the weakly breathing Kimimaro. We don't have a medical ninja between us. If we let him lie here, I think he will die. No problem. Naruto expressed confidently, I can borrow some chakra from the big fox. Although its chakra is highly corrosive, it also has a healing effect. However, just as Naruto finished saying this, he felt a movement coming, and his eyes suddenly became sharp. Naruto instantly took out a kunai and threw it behind him. Whoosh! On the other side, Kurenai, who had rushed over, found a cold light approaching in front of her, and when she looked closely, it turned out to be a flying kunai. She was startled. She quickly tilted her head, and the kunai flew past her earlobe, cutting off a strand of hair. If her reaction was a little slower, it might have hit her in the face. Kurenai broke out in a cold sweat. Who threw the kunai? Kurenai and 2 Chunin examiners appeared in front of Naruto and the others in the blink of an eye. A special Jonin and 2 Chunin positions vaguely surrounded Naruto and the others. It's the examiner? Naruto retracted the throwing action of the bitter object. He muttered, I thought it was a sneak attack to snatch our Heaven Scroll and Earth Scroll. You threw the kunai? Kurenai's expression was strange. Naruto admitted generously. Yes. Kurenai. The kunai that almost hit her in the face was thrown by a kid? She is a special Jonin from Hidden Leaf Village. Even if this Naruto Uzumaki is their Jinchuriki from Hidden Leaf Village, this is too incredible. Yes. Kurenai recognized Naruto. What's the commotion here? Kurenai had a vague guess. Naruto raised his thumb, pointing to himself. Of course it's me. She found out she guessed right. Kurenai was speechless. The mess here doesn't look like it was made by a few little kids. But this place only has these kids. And, Kurenai could tell, Naruto wasn't lying. Did the 3 examiners suddenly come over because we violated some rules? Haku suddenly asked curiously. No. Kurenai squeezed out this sentence. We are just inspecting the examination site. She made up an excuse. If she were to be honest, a special Jonin and 2 Chunin were startled by the noise made by a few little devils, and then they rushed over without stopping. It would be embarrassing to say it out loud. But on second thought, aren't these little kids making too much of a fuss? Kurenai looked at the row of fallen trees behind her. Then she looked at the unconscious Kimimaro. This is Hidden Sound Village Ninja. She noticed the forehead protector on Kimimaro's forehead, sighed helplessly, and said to the 2 Chunin examiners next to her, if you didn't see it, you can pretend nothing happened. But since you saw it, let's treat him. This little kid is after all a child. Yes. Kurenai-sama. One of the Chunin examiners, who happened to be from the medical team. He hurriedly went up to check on Kimimaro. Then he started using medical ninjutsu. The main injury on Kimimaro's body is actually his head. After the Chunin examiner stopped the bleeding from Kimimaro's head, he took out some medical supplies from the mini medicine box he carried with him, and did a simple bandage for Kimimaro's head. Finally, he supplemented it with medical ninjutsu. Phew. The Chunin examiner couldn't help but sigh. Fortunately, the treatment was on time, otherwise, if this kid's treatment delayed any longer, his injuries will sooner or later cause him to lose his life. After saying that, he also sighed in his heart, these little kids are ruthless. The second round of the Chunin exam was fought to this extent. They are all fighting for their lives. It really shocked all of them, a group of adult ninjas. So, he won't die here for the time being? Naruto interjected. The Chunin examiner said, I'll treat him a bit, he should be able to hold on until he wakes up. This kid has already been defeated by you guys, then we'll take him away. Wait. Naruto suddenly interrupted him. All 3 examiners looked at Naruto unanimously. Hey, Naruto Uzumaki. Kurenai frowned and said, you've already beaten him up like this, his scroll should have fallen into your hands, right? You should know when to stop. Don't worry, I don't want to kill him. Naruto chuckled, but this person is our Whitebeard pirate's prisoner. Prisoner? Kurenai was taken aback. Naruto squinted and said, that's right. You guys wouldn't want to compete with the Whitebeard pirates for this prisoner, would you? Kurenai. This big blame, no one dares to take it. As long as they are Hidden Leaf Village ninjas, who doesn't know the terror of Whitebeard? The key is, Naruto's approach is not against the rules. After all, the Chunin exam is so cruel. Actually, even if Naruto killed the seriously injured Kimimaro in front of these examiners, it would not violate the rules of the Chunin exam. Hearing Naruto bring out the Whitebeard pirates, what else could Kurenai say? Try not to cause any more deaths. After a few seconds of silence, Kurenai could only squeeze out this sentence, Hidden Sound Village is a newly established small ninja village, even if they sacrifice a ninja, it would be a serious blow to them. Haha. Don't worry. Naruto said, the 3 of us are not murderers. Oh, by the way. Big sister, can I borrow a steel wire? Kurenai. A setting sun enveloped the entire forest of death. Kimimaro had a nightmare. He dreamed that when he was about to become Orochimaru-sama's reincarnation container, the Orochimaru-sama in front of him suddenly turned into Naruto Uzumaki. And the real Orochimaru-sama was lying at his feet, already a corpse. He wanted to call out to the fallen Orochimaru-sama, but his mouth was tightly sealed by that Naruto Uzumaki, and he couldn't shout a word. Kimimaro woke up from his nightmare, his eyes suddenly opened. The next moment, Kimimaro found that his limbs were all tied up by ropes, and his face was in extreme pain. Kimimaro quickly used his KK Genkai. The damaged bones began to fall off, and new bones grew again. Only a few seconds had passed. The disfigured face was restored to normal. What is this? Kimimaro looked down and found that the rope that was tightly binding him was actually a steel rope as thick as a finger. But no matter how hard he tried, he couldn't break free from the steel rope at all. The prisoner woke up? Sasuke's tone was a bit schadenfreude, because of the addition of you as a burden, our walking speed has slowed down a lot. Before, Kimimaro had been criticized him, and now that he finally caught an opportunity, how could Sasuke not criticize him back? Kimimaro. Chapter 190, Naruto's Kidnapping Plan. the hunter of the forest of death. Kinemaru quickly used his KK Genkai, his skin exploded layer by layer, and white bones drilled out from the skin, trying to break the steel rope that bound him. But this is all in vain. Kinemaru is still a 10-year-old child after all, he doesn't even have a curse mark. Under his constant struggle, the steel rope that bound him twisted and deformed, but it still did not break. Cough. Cough cough. Kinemaru couldn't help but cough continuously. He found that the effect of the pill he had taken before seemed to be passing. If he forcibly uses KK Genkai again, maybe his body condition will become bad again. The key is that he does not carry medicine on his body, the medicine is carried by the other two Hidden Sound Village ninja. If he becomes sick now, there is no medicine to cure him, then Orochimaru-sama's reincarnation container plan will be ruined. At this point in his mind, Kinemaru gave up struggling. Why didn't you kill me after you defeated me? Kinemaru's emotions also returned to calm, the bones exposed on his body gradually retracted, he couldn't help but question, why? Why did you tie me up? Didn't I say it earlier? Naruto and the others were resting in place. Naruto was collecting some firewood and piling it up, while answering Kinemaru's question, I want you to join the Whitebeard pirates, so I tied you up. Naruto grinned, because you look like you don't want to join right now, but I don't want to let you go. Plus, if I can add some trouble to that guy called Orochimaru, I'm happy to do it. I think. He must be very anxious after you were captured, right? Kinemaru. So. You captured me, in the end, to deal with Orochimaru-sama? Kinemaru asked. Well. Not really. Naruto said, that Orochimaru is not an enemy of the Whitebeard pirates. Kinemaru was taken aback, then what is your real motive? Idiot, we are pirates. Naruto glanced at Kinemaru, do pirates need a motive when doing something? We do whatever we want to do. If you ask what our motive, it's to tie you up and ask Orochimaru for a ransom, do you think that counts as a motive? Eh? That's right. As Naruto spoke, he suddenly realized, if you are important to him, then I can definitely threaten him with you, and then ask him for a lot of things. That Orochimaru is one of the Sannin of Hidden Leaf Village, and now he is a member of the Akatsuki, and he is also the leader of Hidden Sound Village. Such a person, he should be very rich, right? Naruto clapped his hands. Inspiration flashed. The daily expenses of the Whitebeard pirates are absolutely huge, especially Naruto thinks that building just one Moby Dick may not be enough, maybe he need to build a few Moby Dick. Plus, one of Pop's dreams is to accumulate a lot of treasure. This requires even more money. Naruto's thinking began to diverge, if he could kidnap Kinemaru to threaten Orochimaru. Why couldn't he kidnap others and threaten other ninja villages? Damn. Stupid. Naruto regretted for a while, if he had known earlier, he would not have killed those 3 Hidden Sand Village ninjas. If they were captured alive, and then threatened Hidden Sand Village to pay a ransom to the Whitebeard pirates. Isn't that easy to extort millions? If he had known earlier, he would have tied up the other 2 Hidden Sound Village ninjas by the way. In this way, there are 2 more prisoner hostages. However, although he missed 5 prisoners, aren't there dozens of them in the forest of death? Naruto's thinking became more and more divergent, he rubbed his smooth chin. What's the quickest and easiest way to make money? Robbery. Kidnapping. Extortion. Stealing. Treasure hunting. These 5 things popped into Naruto's mind, he thought these were all things pirates should do, it's perfectly normal for him to do these things. Anyway. Naruto didn't feel guilty at all. He is a pirate. Just a pirate in the skin of a ninja. Kinemaru fell silent, because he realized at this moment that he seemed to have become a burden to Orochimaru-sama. He is the best reincarnation container that Orochimaru-sama has been looking for. If Naruto Uzumaki threatens Orochimaru-sama with him, maybe he can really threaten that person. The atmosphere fell into silence. Soon. The bonfire rose, and Sasuke acted as a mobile lighter. Naruto and others hunted more than 30 wild rabbits from somewhere. I'm afraid all the rabbits in the forest of death have been wiped out. All the rabbits were skinned and their internal organs removed. Then they were strung up with trees and surrounded the bonfire in a circle. Although they didn't carry any seasonings. But the aroma of the barbecue still kept spreading. Damn. We're still starving here, and these guys have started barbecuing. In the dark, a Hidden Leaf Village genin participating in the Chunin exam hid in the bushes, gritting his teeth. They dare to light a bonfire in the forest of death at night. Aren't these guys afraid of attracting everyone? Next to him, another Hidden Leaf Village ninja reminded in a low voice, Hey, have you 2 seen that cute little girl? Look at her side, is there a scroll? Let me see. Hiss. It really is a scroll. And why do they have so many scrolls? If I'm not mistaken, those are 4 scrolls, right? They How many teams have they defeated? They seem to be tough. But why do they look so young? Are they disguising? It's strange, why are there 4 of them? Look carefully, one of them seems to be tied up. 3 Hidden Leaf Village Genin were squatting in the bushes, whispering. They were attracted by the firelight. They were also plotting how to snatch other people's scrolls. Wait. Suddenly, one of the Hidden Leaf Village Genin noticed Naruto. It's the demon fox. There's a demon fox among them. Demon fox? Naruto Uzumaki? Someone was full of astonishment. How could we meet him here? Do we still want to do it? Nonsense. There are only 5 days, and almost a day has passed. We haven't snatched the second scroll yet. We finally caught an opportunity. How could we let it go? Huh? The demon fox is gone. 3 Hidden Leaf Village Genin suddenly felt something was wrong. In their line of sight, the 4 little devils in front suddenly became 3, and the one who disappeared was Naruto Uzumaki. Where did he go? 3 Hidden Leaf Village Genin looked at each other. They then cast their eyes over there, trying to find Naruto's figure. However, just then, one of the Hidden Leaf Village Genin suddenly noticed that the headband on his head was loose. As if someone had secretly untied his headband from behind. His pupils shrank. Cold sweat. Before he could react too much, a childish voice rang out from behind. Hidden Leaf Village's headband? So, you 3 are from Hidden Leaf Village. If it's Hidden Leaf Village, with a big family and a big business, they can afford to hold a Chunin exam, then they must have money to ransom you back, right? Damn. The sudden voice startled the 3 Hidden Leaf Village ninjas. They hurriedly jumped out of the bushes. Very tacitly, they took out a lot of shuriken from the ninja tools bag. Directly threw it behind them. Hee, too slow. Wind style, great breakthrough. Naruto, who had already solved several seals, spat out a raging wind from his mouth. Under the surging chakra in Naruto's body, a large number of shuriken hit the wind as if they hit an invisible wind wall. And, those shuriken were even blown back, flying towards the 3 Hidden Leaf Village ninjas. Wah! The 3 Hidden Leaf Village ninjas were caught off guard. First they were hit by their own thrown shuriken, and then they were hit by the raging wind. They flew straight back, like 3 sacks. They were blown 10 meters away, and they hit several trees hard. They even let out a scream of inexplicable horror. Because Naruto's intensity of wind-style ninjutsu is definitely not something a genin can release. Damn. A Hidden Leaf Village ninja's back hit a big tree hard, and he vomited a mouthful of blood on the spot. When he struggled to stand up, suddenly, a foot stepped on his back. With a smack, he was completely prostrated on the ground. Unable to get up again. Hey! Naruto, what are you doing? Sasuke, who had stepped on the back of the Hidden Leaf Village ninja, couldn't help but complain to Naruto in the distance. We finally got the fire going, and you blew it out with a gust of wind. Naruto's figure flickered a few times, and he was back here. Hee, Sasuke, you can just light it up again, right? Naruto said nonchalantly. Damn it. Sasuke grumbled, stupid Naruto, I'm not a lighter. Naruto explained, these 3 guys have been eavesdropping on us in the dark, so I caught them. And Naruto laughed, this is a very generous ransom. Sasuke was taken aback. That's right. Naruto reached out and patted Sasuke on the shoulder. Don't forget, I am a pirate. Our next task is to capture all the genin we can catch, and then use them as hostages, and threaten their respective ninja villages. A hostage is worth at least 1,000,000 ryo, right? Haku interjected, wouldn't doing this ruin this Chunin exam? The Hokage of Hidden Leaf Village would definitely be very angry, right? My father is the 4th Hokage, my mother is a Jinchuriki of the 9 Tails. But I grew up in such isolation. I'm not angry. What does he have to be angry about? Naruto pursed his lips. Besides, isn't the purpose of our participation in the Chunin exam to have a series of real battles? Before we actively find everyone and tie them all up, we must have a fight with them. That's a real battle. Haku heard this and thought it made sense. Haku added for Naruto, let's forget about the genin of Hidden Mist Village. Now Hidden Mist Village is already a genin village under the Whitebeard pirates. If we threaten Hidden Mist Village, that would be robbing ourselves. Indeed. Naruto muttered, then let's exclude the 9 genin of Hidden Mist Village. Sasuke on the side was dumbfounded. He wanted to ask, isn't this a bit too extreme? Wouldn't it offend the entire ninja world? But on second thought, Whitebeard has been offered a bounty of 100 million ryo by the entire ninja world, and is already an enemy of the world. Kimimaro, who was tied up, was also stunned. How could Kimimaro see? The real villain in the world is not Orochimaru-sama, but the 3 people in front of him. The next day, early morning, Naruto, Sasuke, Haku. The 3 of them decided to split up, with Naruto and Sasuke going together to search for other genin, while Haku was alone guarding the 4 people who were captured. In order to control 4 people by himself, Haku set up small traps on each person. As long as Haku gently pulls the trap on their bodies, a sharp kunai will ruthlessly stab into their necks, scaring the 3 hidden leaf village genin so much that they dare not move. Although Kimimaro is not afraid of these so-called small traps, he can't break free from the steel rope. He could only sit quietly against the tree with a blank expression. On the other side, Naruto and Sasuke have already set off. Sasuke, over there. Naruto, who possesses observation haki, is no different from a sensory ninja. Naruto quickly noticed a movement in a direction. He didn't hesitate to rush towards that direction, and Sasuke on the side also hurriedly followed. At the same time, ha ha ha. We got the Heaven Scroll. Plus Earth Scroll, haha, we can go straight to the tower. Maybe we are the first Genin team to reach the tower. Let the daimyo of Hidden Sand Village echo the Chunin exam. 3 Hidden Sand Village ninjas laughed wildly. Because the 3 of them had just successfully ambushed a team, and they had poisoned all 3 people on the opposite side all at once. Although they waited for a whole day next to the trap. But for them, this day's wait is worth it. TSK, Hidden Mist Village is nothing more than that. It is said that the Genin who came out of the bloody Hidden Mist Village are all Genin elites. A Hidden Sand Village Genin kicked an unconscious Hidden Mist Village ninja. Speaking of which, the Hidden Mist Village that came to participate in the Chunin exam this time is actually a group of little kids. I thought the average age of our Hidden Sand Village participating in the exam was already low enough. I didn't expect that these people from Hidden Mist Village are younger than us. Hee hee. Another Hidden Sand Village ninja sneered. This is also considered to let the little devils of Hidden Mist Village experience a beating from the ninja world. They should roll back to their land of water. Without any effort, they took down 3 Hidden Mist Village Genin. This made the mentality of the 3 Hidden Sand Village Genin very inflated. Suddenly, several crows on a nearby tree were squawking and flying in panic. Wait. There's movement. The 3 Hidden Sand Village ninja reacted at the same time. Unfortunately, it was too late. Fire style. Phoenix Fire Jutsu. Sasuke came to a rather shameless backstab on a tree behind him, using this ninjutsu to directly extract most of the chakra from his body. Sasuke spat out 6 fireballs from his mouth. Each fireball was nearly a meter in diameter. Since it was a backstab, it must be used with full force. Good shot. The 6 fireballs that came at a high speed each had their own targets. Every 2 fireballs targeted a Hidden Sand Village Genin. This made the 3 of them change their faces. One of the Hidden Sand Village Genin was closest to Sasuke. He only dodged the first fireball, but the second fireball had already fallen behind him. Boom. Ah. The other 2 Hidden Sand Village Genin hurriedly dodged the Phoenix Fire Jutsu, but before they had time to rage, a shuriken flew out of the air. The speed was so fast that it almost rubbed sparks with the air, and it hit a Hidden Sand Village Genin's foot directly. Ah! This Hidden Sand Village Genin screamed, and he fell to the ground. The next moment is a figure descending from the sky, stepping heavily on him, breaking several of his ribs. He screamed again. He couldn't even crawl up. He had completely lost his combat power. The last one, Naruto quickly formed a seal, wind style, vacuum sphere. The wind bullet spit out from Naruto's mouth is like a bullet shot from a machine gun. The wind bullet hit the last Hidden Sand Village Genin's abdomen, arm, calf, shoulder, foot. Puff 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 puff. Blood splattered from his body, one burst after another. Naruto watched as the man fell straight down. Another round of screams. The Hidden Sand Village ninja, who was just smug, became such a miserable sight in the blink of an eye. One had a shuriken deeply embedded in his leg, several ribs broken, and for a moment didn't know whether to cover his leg or his ribs. One had severe burns on his back, rolling on the ground trying to extinguish the fire that had ignited on his body. One was continuously injured and fell to the ground, unable to move, only able to keep screaming. Their screams were heartbreaking to hear and tearful to listen to. But at least their lives were saved. Naruto, there are 3 unexpected gains. Sasuke said, there are 3 ninjas here who have fainted. They should have been defeated by these 3 Hidden Sand Village ninja. Oh? Naruto came over and noticed their forehead protectors. They are from Hidden Rain Village, huh? But let's tie them up too. Naruto thought it was too troublesome to wake them up, so he simply tied up all 3 Hidden Sand Village ninja and 3 Hidden Mist Village ninja, and then let them go later. Today, in the vast forest of death, a pair of hunters appeared. Their prey was all the examinees. With Naruto's amazing observation haki, one team after another was located by Naruto and Sasuke. A kidnapping plan was openly launched. Originally, because dozens of genin were thrown in, the Forest of Death became somewhat noisy, but as time went on, the Forest of Death began to become quieter and quieter. Occasionally, the sound of fighting would bloom like a fleeting flower, and then suddenly disappear. As if the battle was resolved in the blink of an eye. Such a strange situation, completely different from the big movements of yesterday. This made a group of Chunin examiners at the edge of the forest of death a bit puzzled. None of them could figure out what was going on. What's going on? Kurenai frowned a bit. She murmured, if I remember correctly, there hasn't been any fighting for 2 hours, right? Chapter 191, Killing Intent Naruto? Naruto's big surprise for Hidden Leaf Village. Why is there no one? 3 geinin from the Hidden Frost Village were walking unabashedly in the Forest of Death, each of them looking around, trying to find any living person other than themselves. In order to find others, they didn't even hide their tracks, wanting to openly lure others out. But they found that even if they did this, no one was lured out. The entire Forest of Death was quiet. No, could everyone have already reached the central tower? Among them, a Hidden Frost Village ninja swallowed nervously. Could the Chunin exam have already ended, and we are the only ones left here? How is that possible? The number of all teams is even. It's impossible to leave out our team. A companion immediately retorted, even if most have run to the central tower, there should at least be 2 teams left in the Forest of Death, right? Then why haven't we seen anyone? Who knows? The Hidden Frost Village is a ninja village in a small country bordering Hidden Leaf Village. The Hidden Frost Village has no presence in the ninja world. Because this is a very weak ninja village. Its strength is similar to that of Hidden Grass Village. Even after gathering the most potential geinin of the entire ninja village, only 3 people could finally come to participate in the Chunin exam. It sounds very embarrassing. Damn it. It's too quiet, isn't it? A geinin from the Hidden Frost Village had already started to get restless. Can a team appear and eliminate us directly? I can even hand over the scroll, just let us see people. Hush. Suddenly a Hidden Frost Village ninja hurriedly made a gesture. He was the sensory ninja among the 3. There is movement ahead. He put one hand to his ear, as if he was listening carefully. There are breathing sounds ahead, a lot of breathing sounds. He was shocked, so many. So many that I suspect it's a trap. What do you mean? A companion asked in surprise. The sensory ninja of the Hidden Frost Village said, the breathing sounds I heard are too messy. I can't accurately judge how many people there are. But I'm sure. About 200 meters ahead of us, there must be at least 10 people gathered. The other 2 companions. At least 10 people? Someone was surprised. Are there several teams fighting ahead? He pondered, can we take advantage of this? What if we can secretly get a copy of the Earthbook scroll? This suggestion made the other 2 people tempted. Although they are ninjas from a small ninja village, but it's not easy to have the qualifications to participate in the Chunin exam. They have to fight for it, right? Can't they just stay in the Forest of Death for a full 5 days, and then be eliminated without even meeting anyone? The 3 people looked at each other. Set off immediately. They pressed their footsteps very lightly, but the closer they got to that side, the more puzzled they became. Because they didn't hear the sound of a melee, it was quiet and somewhat terrifying. Hey, are you sure you didn't hear wrong? One of them lowered his voice and asked anxiously. Absolutely not. The sensory ninja was defending himself. I'm sure I heard it. I can hear it now. Stop. Stop. Another person, his voice was stuttering and trembling. You guys look quickly. The other 2 also cast their eyes in the direction ahead. Their sight passed through the sparse and dense intertwined branches and leaves. Then, they saw a scene they would never forget. The 3 Hidden Frost Village ninjas were already dumbfounded. In their sight, they saw that there were indeed many people ahead, and there were more than 10 people ahead. Looking around, there must be 60 or 70 people. But they were not fighting, because almost all of them on the scene were tied up with ropes. One by one, the ninjas were tied to the trees, and their mouths were stuffed with a piece of cloth, and their eyes were covered with black cloth. In order to prevent them from sealing. Even their fingers were tied into a ball shape with thin ropes. Many people's clothes were taken off. The boys were left with only a pair of underwear, while the girls were wearing shirts. In the midst of this group of tied ninjas, there was a large bonfire, seemingly for their warmth. It was to prevent them, who were wearing so little, from freezing to death on any given night. Next to the bonfire, one after another, ninja headbands were placed. Under the illumination of the fire, these headbands appeared particularly conspicuous. There were those from Hidden Leaf Village, Hidden Sand Village, Hidden Waterfall Village, Hidden Rain Village, Hidden Mist Village. There were no less than 10 different styles of headbands. Next to the headbands were numerous ninja tools bags, as well as many clothes, shoes, and pants that had been stripped off. For a moment, a ninja from the Hidden Frost Village thought he had mistakenly entered a den of rampant bandits, where all the people inside were good folks who had been plundered by the bandits and taken up the mountain. They also saw a few people who were not bound by ropes. Those few people didn't seem very old. One of them had blonde hair. The other two had black hair. It's scrolls. A Frost Village ninja immediately found the key point. Look over there, aren't there many scrolls placed there? There must be more than 20 scrolls placed there, right? So many heaven scroll and earth scroll. So, in other words, this hidden Frost Village ninja swallowed a mouthful of saliva. The people tied to the trees, are they all ninjas? Are they all genin from various villages who came to participate in the Chunin exam? These people. His gaze fell on Naruto, Sasuke, and Haku. Hiss. Could it be that they were captured by these three people? Then, the three of them found out that Naruto, Sasuke, and Haku, these three people, were whispering to each other for a while. It seemed like they were saying something. What should we do? The three hidden Frost Village ninjas didn't know what to do. One of them was already scared by this scene. Should we quickly get away from this place? Indeed. The other two people had no objections. They didn't want to end up like those unlucky ninjas. But just as the three of them were preparing to leave, they noticed that the three little kids who had just been whispering to each other, were turning their heads to look at them. The other party glanced over, scaring them into holding their breath. Cold sweat couldn't help but break out. Run. Unfortunately, it was too late. Ice style. Ice freeze capsule. Only to see a mini ice ball the size of a capsule flying over. A ninja was startled and quickly reached out to grab it, only to find that it was not a hidden weapon, but a small piece of ice. The next second, this small piece of ice emitted a cold chill, and the visible chill enveloped his body in the blink of an eye. Damn it. His pupils shrank, and he hurriedly tried to throw this small piece of ice away. But in the blink of an eye, his arm was covered with a layer of ice. The frost began to spread quickly to half of his body, until his entire body was covered. The whole person stood still on the spot. What? The other two hidden Frost Village ninjas were shocked. They didn't have time to rescue this companion. They turned around and ran. But, the moment a Frost ninja just turned around, his abdomen was hit with an unprecedented pain. Damn it. A mouthful of blood spurted out of his mouth. His body curled up like a shrimp. Barely opening his eyes to look forward, what caught his eye was a head of blonde hair. It was Naruto. How? So fast. The severe pain from his internal organs made him barely squeeze out this sentence, and then his eyes rolled back and he fell to the ground. The last hidden Frost Village ninja was stopped by Sasuke. He was so scared that he didn't dare to fight back, and he ended up in the same situation. In fact, the moment they were discovered by Naruto, they couldn't escape anymore. Prisoners +3. These three hidden Frost Village ninja who came to their door also received the same treatment as other ninjas. All the ninja tools on their bodies were unloaded by Naruto, their clothes were stripped down to only a pair of underwear, and their hands and feet were tightly bound. All 10 fingers were also tightly bound by ropes. They can't struggle at all. Very good. Plus these three, it's just 70. Naruto clapped his hands, he nodded satisfactorily. It looks like we have caught everyone. Caught? Aren't there more than 80 people in the second round of the exam? Sasuke asked curiously. Even if some people died, there are still 2 or 3 teams missing, right? Stupid Sasuke, some teams might have gone to the tower early. Naruto reached out and gently poked Sasuke's forehead. Just hit Sasuke's forehead. Especially Izumi. Izumi has Uchiha clan's 3 Tomoe Sharingan. She might have gathered 2 scrolls on the first day, and then ran to the central tower. Sasuke didn't expect that he had overlooked this one. Damn it, was his IQ temporarily suppressed by Naruto? Sasuke adjusted the forehead protection that had been poked crooked, and he muttered, "So, what are we going to do now?" Naruto grinned, "Of course it's going to the central tower. It's not easy to participate in the Chunin exam once, how could we fall in the second round of the exam? And bringing these people to the tower will definitely give the examiners a big surprise." After speaking, Naruto had a malicious look in his eyes, staring at the group of ninja genin he had tied up. After thinking about it, Naruto first took the cloth ball out of these people's mouths. Then take off the black cloth on their eyes. Damn it. Naruto Uzumaki. What the hell are you doing? Among the genin, a genin from Hidden Leaf Village was blushing, and it was not comfortable to be tied to a tree wearing only underwear. You quickly let us go. Blonde kid. Ninja can be killed but not insulted. A Hidden Sand Village genin's teeth were almost crushed. He stared at Naruto. If you have the ability, just let me go. We use ninjutsu to decide life and death. You guys, what do you guys want to do? A female genin from the Waterfall Village, her arms were all red from the ropes. There are also genin who are silent with a face of self-closure. Because many of them were defeated by Naruto, Sasuke, and Haku. Of course, Most of them were defeated by Naruto. In their eyes, if they were defeated by their peers, they could understand, but these three little kids were too young. The feeling of losing face that is not well learned makes them unable to say a word. If today's encounter is spread out, they are afraid that they will lose face. Shut up. Naruto stuck out his tongue, showing a very annoying face, and then smirked at this group of people. You guys can't even beat three little kids with an age of less than 10 years old. Listen carefully. From today, all of you are prisoners of the Whitebeard pirate group. Except for the people of Hidden Mist Village. After Naruto added a sentence, he said to Sasuke and Haku, untie the people of Hidden Mist Village. Only 9 people from Hidden Mist Village came to Hidden Lee Village to participate in the Chunin exam. Among these 9 people, 6 were caught by Naruto. Only Chojiro's team was not caught. 6 Hidden Mist Village genin were dumbfounded. They were just untied like this. Do you recognize what this is? Naruto pointed to the pattern on his forehead, and asked the 6 Hidden Mist Village ninjas. The pattern of the Whitebeard pirate group. Other ninja villages may not recognize it, but the ninjas of Hidden Mist Village can definitely recognize it. Because there are still a lot of Whitebeard pirate group flags flying in Hidden Mist Village now, especially on the top of the Mizukage building in Hidden Mist Village, there is now a very conspicuous pirate flag hanging. Since that pirate flag was hung up, no one dared to take it down. I recognize it. Even the Hidden Mist Village genin who came out of the Blood Mist policy also knew what this pattern meant. Moreover, they indeed couldn't beat Naruto. Even if they were untied, they wouldn't dare to make a move at this moment. With the power of 3 people, they managed to capture so many genin in 2 days. They were undoubtedly incredibly strong. The bloodthirsty Hidden Mist Village ninja were indeed very bloodthirsty. They were indeed a group of killing maniacs. But that doesn't mean they are fools. Their brains are still functioning. All 6 of you, take all your clothes, ninja tools bags, and headbands. You can also take those scrolls, enough for you 6 to complete the Heaven and Earth scrolls. Naruto, with his hands on his hips, ordered, then, you go find some vines and tie these people. This is the order of Naruto Uzumaki, the captain of the 1st division of the Whitebeard pirate group. Nowadays, the Whitebeard pirate group has 2 loyal dogs. One is Hidden Grass Village, which is weak but very good at licking. One is Hidden Mist Village, which is not very good at licking but has a great strong. Naruto, as the captain of the 1st division of the Whitebeard pirate group, ordered 6 genin from Hidden Mist Village. There's nothing wrong with that. Yes. Obviously, these 6 genin from Hidden Mist Village knew the not-so-equal hierarchical relationship between their Hidden Mist Village and the Whitebeard pirate group. Maitru Mummy must have revealed some things to them. Naruto-sama, please rest assured and leave it to us. After saying this sentence, the Hidden Mist Village ninjas, one by one, put on their clothes, ninja tools bags, and headbands. And they each took 4 scrolls, 2 of the Heaven's Book and 2 of the Earth's Book. In this way, all 6 of them could pass this round of the exam. At this moment, the 6 Hidden Mist Village ninjas were a bit dazed. So it's so easy to advance. Then, they showed a grim smile unique to the bloodthirsty Hidden Mist Village ninja, their eyes fixed on that group of genin like lambs. The ninjas from other villages were dumbfounded at this scene. They couldn't understand why the ninjas from Hidden Mist Village were so obedient to these 3 little kids. Also, what is the captain of the 1st division of the Whitebeard pirate group? Half an hour later, a strange sight appeared in the vast forest of death. Naruto, Sasuke, and Haku were walking in the front. The 3 of them were the most leisurely. Among them, Naruto was still holding a vine in his hand. Looking back along the vine, he saw that the vine in his hand was actually tied to dozens of genin from various villages. 6 ninjas from the hidden village were scattered around this group of genin, watching their movements at all times. Once someone wanted to run away, they would immediately take action. Such a strange sight. It's jaw-dropping. Forest of Death. Central Tower. It's already the 2nd day, are there only 2 of us? Izumi Uchiha stood in front of the tower gate. She had already emerged from the 2nd round of the exam yesterday. She and Inuzuka Hana were the first team to reach the central tower. The reason she hasn't left yet is because Izumi Uchiha knows that Naruto, Sasuke, and Haku also participated in the Chunin exam. She is waiting for the 3 of them. It's strange. Izumi Uchiha muttered in confusion. With Naruto's strength, he should be able to reach the tower on the 1st day, right? I even thought he would be the first to arrive. As a family member of Naruto, Izumi is definitely clear about Naruto's strength. But the result was unexpected. Then, Izumi looked at Chojiro and others not far away. At present, the teams that have reached the central tower, apart from her and Inuzuka Hana, are only Chojiro and his 2 teammates. Izumi didn't know why the people from Hidden Mist Village also wanted to stay here. Perhaps they were waiting for other companions from Hidden Mist Village? Woof woof woof. The 3 ninja dogs of Inuzuka Hana suddenly barked a few times. Inuzuka Hana quickly squatted down to whisper with the ninja dogs. Then, her eyes gradually widened. What? What's wrong? Inuzuka Hana's reaction made Izumi glance sideways. Inuzuka Hana quickly stood up. She exclaimed in shock, Izumi, my ninja dogs said that the wind that blew just now carried the scent of the 3rd Hokage-sama. The 3rd Hokage? Izumi was taken aback. Ha ha ha. A laughter with an old man's voice suddenly rang out, as expected of a child from the Inuzuka clan. If I'm not mistaken, you should be the eldest daughter of the Inuzuka clan, right? At this moment, Inuzuka Hana, Izumi Uchiha, Chojuro, and 2 geinin from Hidden Mist Village, all immediately turned around. Only to see, a group of people suddenly appeared behind them. This was indeed a group of Hidden Leaf Village ninjas led by Sarutobi Hiruzen. Behind Sarutobi Hiruzen was a group of Hidden Leaf Village Jonin, including a group of Chunin examiners. Hokage-sama. Inuzuka Hana was dumbfounded. You? Why are you here? The sudden appearance of the Hokage was beyond everyone's expectations. Sarutobi Hiruzen, with his hands behind his back, had a kind and amiable expression. He smiled and said, I was curious to see which village's child was the first team to reach the central tower. I also wanted to see how far the second round of the exam has progressed. This was a set of formal words said by Sarutobi Hiruzen. In fact, Sarutobi Hiruzen received a tip-off from the Chunin examiners, letting him know that Naruto had caused quite a stir in the Forest of Death. Especially after hearing the detailed description of the Chunin examiners, Sarutobi Hiruzen found that Naruto had started to become someone he didn't quite recognize. Naruto's actions were not quite the same as the Naruto he remembered. Sarutobi Hiruzen was suddenly a bit restless. He reasonably suspected, was it because Whitebeard had taught Naruto wrong, and then the demon fox inside Naruto had bewitched Naruto? Had Naruto started to become cold-blooded? Had he started to have murderous intent? Chapter 192, The Shocked Hokage. Naruto's Rebellion. Hidden Leaf Village now has an unstable factor like Whitebeard, and Sarutobi Hiruzen absolutely does not allow the 9-tailed fox inside Naruto to bewitch Naruto into becoming a second unstable factor. Moreover, in Sarutobi Hiruzen's heart, the tailed beast inside Naruto, compared to Whitebeard, is even more unstable. Because he has experienced the 9-tails incident. Although Whitebeard is also very terrifying, but from the current point of view, Whitebeard is at least an evil than 9-tails. The 9-tails is absolutely the embodiment of evil. This is the difference between the two. In addition, Naruto has finally escaped from Whitebeard's sight. If he doesn't take the opportunity to come and build a good bond with Naruto, then Hidden Leaf Village's Jinchuriki would be separated from Hidden Leaf Village. If the bond between Naruto and Hidden Leaf Village is really cut off by Whitebeard, then Sarutobi Hiruzen will go crazy. So Sarutobi Hiruzen can't sit still. He came in person. In order to show that his coming in person is not so abrupt, he also brought a group of Jonin and Chunin examiners. He said that he just want to see the situation of the candidates. In fact, the only one he cares about in his heart is Naruto. However, when Sarutobi Hiruzen saw Izumi Uchiha, a complex look flashed in his muddy old eyes. The survivor of the Uchiha clan. She is a very excellent female ninja. Sarutobi Hiruzen began to worry, the survivors of the Uchiha clan who had experienced the destruction of the Uchiha clan, would they produce any extreme twisted thought against Hidden Leaf Village? Because Denzo was the reason why the Uchiha clan was destroyed. Hidden Leaf Village actually didn't do nothing to stop this. Although no one thought that Denzo would be so extreme. Until he wanted to wipe out the entire Uchiha. But things have happened. The seeds of hatred have also been planted. Maybe. Wait until the day when the survivors of the Uchiha clan know that there is a Shimura Denzo behind the scenes, the seeds of hatred can take root and grow. At that time, it will definitely pose a very serious threat to Hidden Leaf Village at that time. Sarutobi Hiruzen, who had various thoughts flashing in his mind, had a kind smile on his face. You should be Izumi Uchiha, right? Yes, Hokage-sama. Izumi Uchiha greeted. Uchiha clan, are they okay? Sarutobi Hiruzen asked with concern. Not so good. Izumi Uchiha also told the truth. Compared to the Uchiha clan in its heyday, the current Uchiha is not worthy of being called a ninja clan. Because, the entire Uchiha clan now only has 3 ninjas left. One is Shizue Uchiha. One is Sasuke Uchiha. One is her, Izumi Uchiha. As for Itachi Uchiha, who caused such a disaster, and a member of the Akatsuki organization suspected to be Madara Uchiha, Izumi Uchiha directly kicked them out of the Uchiha clan. Those who caused such a disaster are not worthy of being called Uchiha. Izumi feels that if she really becomes the head of the Uchiha clan, she would openly hold a clan meeting and kick those two out. Deprive them of the surname Uchiha. Although such actions might not hurt the two culprits responsible for the annihilation, it could enhance the cohesion of the clan members. At least, it made the clan members feel good. Cough. Actually, Hidden Leaf Village has always intended to protect the Uchiha clan. Izumi, the Uchiha clan and Hidden Leaf Village have deep ties. Even if such an incident occurs, you should trust Hidden Leaf Village. Hidden Leaf Village will take care of the children who have lost their relatives. Back in the day, one of the two ancestors who established Hidden Leaf Village was from your Uchiha clan. Now, Hidden Leaf Village is filling the big pit in the Uchiha clan's residence. Maybe you can return when that big pit is filled. Before Sarutobi Hiruzen could finish his words, Izumi Uchiha shook her head and refused. Hokage-sama, I'm worried that when that time comes, there will be another clan annihilation disaster. She looked deeply at Sarutobi Hiruzen. If Hidden Leaf Village can protect the Uchiha clan, would the Uchiha clan still be annihilated? Sarutobi Hiruzen opened his mouth. Izumi Uchiha interrupted in advance. If I remember correctly, Itachi Uchiha is Hokage-sama's confidant, right? Sarutobi Hiruzen's eyebrows suddenly frowned. Izumi, what are you talking about? Are you doubting me? No. Izumi Uchiha shook her head. I believe Hokage-sama is upright and honest, but I don't believe Hokage-sama can protect Uchiha. In the entire ninja world, the only one who can protect Uchiha is Pops. Only under Pop's wings can Uchiha grow. Hokage-sama, Uchiha will return to their residence one day. But definitely not now. When exactly? Maybe. It depends on what will happen in the future. Sarutobi Hiruzen's face was a bit stiff. Because of the word Pops, it was clear without guessing that it must refer to Whitebeard. Whitebeard, Whitebeard, Whitebeard. Again, it's Whitebeard. Still, Whitebeard. Sarutobi Hiruzen found that all kinds of major events happening in Hidden Leaf Village were related to Whitebeard. And some things that could have gone smoothly were made extremely complicated because Whitebeard intervened. But facing that man, Sarutobi Hiruzen could only get angry once, and didn't know what to do for the rest. Also, this Uchiha Jr. called Izumi Uchiha, probably because she has Whitebeard backing her up, that's why she speaks so strongly to him, the Hokage, right? She calls Whitebeard Pops. Does that mean she has recognized Whitebeard as her father? Could it be that the entire Uchiha clan has recognized Whitebeard as their father? In that case, is Uchiha still part of Hidden Leaf Village? Could it be Uchiha has become a vassal of Whitebeard? Just like that shameless Hidden Grass Village? Ha ha ha. Suddenly, a flock of birds suddenly flew up not far away. The birds seemed to be startled and flew up, still screaming in shock. Hokage-sama, it seems that some examinees are coming to the central tower. At this time, a Hidden Leaf Village ninja appropriately interrupted the conversation between the two. To prevent the atmosphere on the scene from becoming awkward. Cough. Sarutobi Hiruzen coughed, his stiff expression also squeezed out a smile. I don't know which village's young boy is, or I hope it is our Hidden Leaf Village. A group of people looked forward. Everyone is looking forward to it. 10 minutes later, they finally saw someone approaching with their own eyes. What caught their eyes were 3 short children. The appearance of these 3 people once again stiffened Sarutobi Hiruzen's expression. Naruto, Sasuke, Haku? Izumi Uchiha next to him also recognized them at a glance. Naruto. Sarutobi Hiruzen started to have a headache. He came here this time for Naruto. Seeing Naruto coming to the central tower, does that mean that Naruto grabbed a scroll and passed this exam? But the next second, Sarutobi Hiruzen was stunned. Because, he found, there are actually people following behind the 3 children of Naruto. And, even if Sarutobi Hiruzen is old and his eyesight is not as good as when he was young, he can still see that the person behind Naruto is not wearing clothes, only a pitiful pair of underwear. Even they are not wearing shoes. Their forehead protector was also taken off. Sarutobi Hiruzen also vaguely saw that this person was tied up with a rope. Sarutobi Hiruzen? A group of ninjas? Wait, Hokage-sama. There seems to be more behind. At this time, an examiner hurriedly reminded, not only one, but also the second, the third, the fourth. This examiner can't go on, because the speed at which one after another almost naked person walks out of the forest has far exceeded his counting speed. A group of people were dumbfounded. Staring at them and speechless. What is going on? Kurenai, as the chief examiner of this second round of exams, had a bad feeling, and her expression was also dumbfounded. Naruto Uzumaki, what did he do? Kurenai saw several familiar faces from the group of unlucky kids who were naked. If she didn't guess wrong, these people should all be candidates for the second round of the exam, right? She also saw several Hidden Mist Village ninjas dressed relatively normally. These Hidden Mist Village ninjas seem to be escorting a group of people. And Naruto's team are the leaders. The group of unlucky kids who are naked are the captives. This. Izumi Uchiha was also stunned for a while, but she quickly reacted, and a smile of interest appeared on her face. Naruto wouldn't have tied up the remaining examinees, right? No wonder he didn't come to the central tower on the first day. It turns out he is going to do such a big thing. Speaking of this, Izumi Uchiha thought of something. She turned her head to look at Saratobe Hiruzen next to her. Sure enough, the expression of this third-generation Hokage is not very good. Because Naruto did this, it almost messed up the Chunin exam. A group of candidates for the Chunin exam were all caught, and even the ninja forehead protectors on their heads were taken away. What qualifications do they have to advance to this round of exams? I see. Izumi Uchiha's smile became more and more brilliant. She had heard from Naruto before. He was going to take the Chunin exam and give Grandpa Hokage a big surprise. So this is the big surprise Naruto was talking about? The third Hokage standing next to her was indeed surprised. As for the joy, it's subjective. Izumi Uchiha couldn't see any joy on Saratobe Hiruzen's face. But she seemed quite cheerful. Izumi. From the side, a stuttering voice from Inuzuka Hana, who seemed a bit shocked, rang out, "Give me a punch, let me see if I'm dreaming." Izumi didn't punch her, she just stretched out a slender finger and gently poked Inuzuka Hana's face. That slight touch made Inuzuka Hana know she was indeed not dreaming. Gulp. Inuzuka Hana swallowed a mouthful of saliva in secret. Her face was full of astonishment. Oh my goodness. Naruto, what's wrong? Haku noticed something unusual about Naruto because Naruto's footsteps had suddenly paused. Although Naruto quickly returned to normal and continued to walk forward, Haku still noticed Naruto's anomaly. Naruto answered, "I found an unexpected person." Oh? Haku was a bit curious. An unexpected person? Hakuhiro curiously looked towards the central tower in front. He found that in front of the central tower's gate, there seemed to be a group of people standing. But because this direction was directly facing the sun, the light made it a bit difficult for Shiro to see who the other party was. Central tower. There are so many people. Tsuku squinted. They shouldn't all be the second round exam candidates. After all, more than half of the second round exam candidates were caught by us. Maybe they are the second round examiners? Those examiners, they are not unexpected people, right? Naruto explained. It's the third Hokage, and some ninjas of Hidden Leaf Village. They are there. Sasuke. Haku. The third Hokage? Shiro suddenly realized, he actually came? Speaking of which, Haku turned his head to look at Naruto. I think he should be coming for you, because you're the Nine-Tails Jinchuriki. It seems he still doesn't want to give up the bond between you. If that perverted old man hadn't told me those words, maybe I would really be happy that he would come to see me in person. Naruto shook his head. Unfortunately, after knowing a lot of things, I have no good feelings for him anymore. Naruto's mentality was undisturbed. The appearance of Saratobe Hiruzen did not bring him any joy. All he had was a bit of surprise. Emotional fluctuations were limited to this. Soon, Naruto, Sasuke, Haku, and 6 Hidden Mist Village escorted 64 prisoners to the gate of the central tower. At this moment, Naruto made an eye contact Saratobe Hiruzen. Saratobe Hiruzen's suddenly trembled. Something was wrong. Something's wrong with Naruto. In Saratobe Hiruzen's imagination, when he appeared in front of Naruto, Naruto would happily call him Grandpa Hokage. However, he did not hear Naruto call him Grandpa Hokage. Looking at Naruto's tender little face, Saratobe Hiruzen didn't even see a hint of joy on it. Naruto didn't speak. Saratobe Hiruzen didn't speak either. The Hokage didn't speak, and the group of Hidden Leaf Village ninjas and examiners behind him didn't know how to speak. And the group of genin from various villages who were captured were even more downcast. They have been tormented to the point where they have no interest in speaking. All they could think about was how they could be so embarrassing. Such an embarrassing scene was seen by the Hokage of Hidden Leaf Village. It was simply embarrassing. Everywhere in their bodies was uncomfortable. The atmosphere fell into silence. The scene fell into a stalemate. In the end, Saratobe Hiruzen, the Hokage, was the first to be a bit unable to bear this stalemate. He showed a smile that he thought was very kind, like an old grandfather. The first time he met Naruto after a long time, he showed such a smile to Naruto. It was from that day on that Naruto would call him Grandpa Hokage. Saratobe Hiruzen took 2 steps forward, wanting to touch Naruto's little head, just like an elder touching a junior. Such an action would make both parties seem very intimate. But Naruto dodged back. Naruto retreated half a step back. Saratobi Hiruzen's fingertips could only touch a strand of Naruto's hair, and then he couldn't touch anything. His hand stiffened. Naruto? Saratobi Hiruzen didn't know what to say. Because at the moment Naruto retreated half a step back. Saratobi Hiruzen's brain was stunned for a moment. Hokage-sama, I haven't washed my hair for 2 days. If you touch my head, you might dirty your clean hands. Naruto's tone was very flat when he said this. Saratobi Hiruzen felt that there was a bit of sarcasm in this sentence, but he couldn't hear it. Besides, would such a small child be sarcastic? Does he have a reason to be sarcastic to himself? No. Just why did Naruto's call to him change from Grandpa Hokage to Hokage-sama? Why did it become so unfamiliar? Ah, ha ha ha. It's okay, how could I possibly dislike the children of Hidden Leaf Village? Saratobi Hiruzen laughed, which was a way to get over this matter, to avoid falling into embarrassment, and to avoid some things he didn't want to see. He changed the subject and said, Naruto, what's going on with you guys? Why are these genin all tied up by you? This was a question everyone wanted to ask. A hint of a smile appeared on Naruto's calm face. Compared to the forced smile on Saratobi Hiruzen's face, Naruto's smile was indeed natural. Because they are all my prisoners, I'm going to exchange them for money. Saratobi Hiruzen? A group of ninjas? Exchange for money. Kurenai, the chief examiner, was the first to lose her composure. Naruto Uzumaki, do you know that your actions have completely ruined this second round of the exam? More than 80 genin, and only 2 teams advanced. Naruto didn't speak. Haku stepped forward to speak for Naruto. First, we didn't violate any rules of the Chunin exam. They were defeated by us because they were not skilled enough. A group of children who were defeated by us, they are not qualified to pass the exam, advance to the 3rd round, right? They are not even qualified to become a Chunin, right? Second, although only 2 teams advanced, Naruto, Sasuke, and me also participating in the Chunin exam, and these 6 ninjas from Hidden Mist Village, isn't this also 2 teams? That makes 3 teams in total. Kurenai was left speechless by Haku's words. So what do you mean by prisoners, exchange for money? Kurenai couldn't help but ask again. Sasuke put on a cold posture, his hands in his pockets. A group of defeated genin, if they don't even have the use of exchanging for money, it's better to kill them. The so-called exchange for money is to use them to threaten their ninja village. If they don't pay the ransom to redeem these genin, then we will kill them. Saratobi Hiruzen. Kurenai. Other ninjas. They understood, that is to say, these 3 brats had kidnapped most of the ninjas from various villages who were participating in the exam. Only a group of ninjas from Hidden Mist Village were spared. Those who died in the Forest of Death were also spared. Nonsense. Naruto, how can you do this? Saratobi Hiruzen immediately realized that he couldn't let Naruto doing whatever he wants. If Naruto really did this, then the Chunin exam would really be ruined. Kidnapping genin from other ninja villages, threatening other ninja villages to pay ransom. What's the difference between this and openly provoking the other village? In addition, as the organizer, Hidden Leaf Village also has a certain responsibility to prevent such things from happening. Once such a thing happens, how will other ninja villages view Hidden Leaf Village? Will they criticize Hidden Leaf Village as incompetence? Even if other ninja villages knew that Naruto was the Nine-Tails Jinchuriki of Hidden Leaf Village, would they direct that kind of hatred to Hidden Leaf Village? The person who is least qualified to say that I'm messing around should be you, right? Naruto looked up at Saratobi Hiruzen, 3rd Hokage. Chapter 193, Hokage's 3 punches. Hokage, 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 nonsense Hokage. Saratobi Hiruzen was beginning to doubt his hearing because he actually heard the words 3rd Hokage from Naruto's mouth. This is a very normal title, and also a very formal one. This title can be spoken by anyone. But it should never come from Naruto's mouth. Saratobi Hiruzen's expression had changed slightly because of Naruto's words. Especially Naruto's previous sentence. It made Saratobi Hiruzen vaguely aware of something. But he was not quite sure. Or to say, he didn't really want his worst guess to come true. Naruto, what are you talking about? I don't quite understand. Saratobi Hiruzen's face was stiff and complex. He wanted to squeeze out a smile, but Naruto's reaction made his face look very conflicted. Naruto's little face was unprecedentedly serious. His eyes were staring straight at Saratobi Hiruzen. Naruto said seriously. I mean, the person who is least qualified to criticize me for messing around is you, 3rd Hokage-sama. Don't you know what this sentence means? Naruto pointed in a direction. Let me explain to you. Do you know what that place is? Saratobi Hiruzen was stunned. Over there. Is the residential area of Hidden Leaf Village? No, I'm talking about a place further away. Naruto said. It's Hokage Rock. Saratobi Hiruzen was shocked. He knew that Naruto would not mention Hidden Leaf Village's Hokage Rock in such a serious tone for no reason. What's going on? What does Naruto know? The fourth face from left to right on Hokage Rock, I think. Third Hokage should know best. He is the fourth Hokage of Hidden Leaf Village, Kakashi's teacher, Jiraiya's disciple, the husband of the previous Nine-Tails Jinchuriki, and the creator of the Rasengan ninjutsu. Every time Naruto mentioned the title of Minato no Mikage, Saratobi Hiruzen's face changed a bit. Damn. Saratobi Hiruzen realized that the situation was very bad. Naruto seemed to know something. But why did Naruto mention Jiraiya? How did he know about Jiraiya? He is also my father, Naruto Uzumaki. He is my biological father. It's hard to imagine that a 7-year-old child could speak such resounding words. After Naruto's words fell, the crowd gathered in front of the tower gate was in an uproar. Here, the geinin from various villages participating in the Chunin exam, the examiners of the second round of the exam, the group of ninjas brought by Saratobi Hiruzen. The number of these people added up to hundreds. Naruto was exposing a secret that Hidden Leaf Village had hidden for many years directly in front of everyone. His identity as the son of the fourth Hokage. Indeed, it was Hidden Leaf Village's top secret. It was also Saratobi Hiruzen who personally ordered not to reveal Naruto's identity and hid Naruto's life story. On the scene, only Izumi Uchiha, Sasuke Uchiha, Haku, and Naruto himself did not have much emotional fluctuation. Because they all knew about this. But it was different for other people. The fourth Hokage is Naruto's father? In Yuzuka Hana's loud voice was the first to ring out, filled with shock. The shocking news made it hard for her to close her mouth. No, that's not right. Isn't the fourth Hokage-sama's surname Namikaze? Naruto. His surname is Uzumaki, isn't it? Beside her, Izumi Uchiha explained to her best friend, Hana, Naruto's mother is named Uzumaki Kushina. In Yuzuka Hana. Uzumaki Kushina. Naruto Uzumaki. Minato Namikaze. So, Naruto Uzumaki took his mother's surname? Right, it seems that only by taking his mother's surname, many people wouldn't know that he is the son of the fourth Hokage. After all, if a blonde child had the surname Namikaze, many people would associate him with the fourth Hokage, right? Kurenai is just a special Jonin, and she only became a special Jonin not long ago. She doesn't have the qualifications or authority to access so many secrets. She only knew that Naruto is a Jinchuriki. It wasn't until today, until now, that Kurenai found out that Naruto Uzumaki was hiding such an identity. Kurenai was also very shocked. Is this real? Or is it fake? Kurenai secretly glanced at the Hokage-sama who had fallen into a deathly silence. She could see the indescribable expression on Hokage-sama's face. Kurenai took a deep breath in her heart. From Hokage-sama's expression, she could guess that this was absolutely true. Naruto Uzumaki really is the son of the fourth Hokage. What? This guy is the son of Hokage? Unhidden Rain Village ninja geinin, who was tied up like a dumpling, widened his eyes. Didn't this guy claim to be a ninja from Hidden Grass Village? Damn it, what is Hidden Leaf Village doing? You guys wouldn't be trying to kill us under the guise of the Chunin exam, would you? In the eyes of these foreign village ninjas, since Naruto is the son of the fourth Hokage, then he is a person from the Hidden Leaf Village. Well. So from the beginning to the end, it was Hidden Leaf Village who was playing tricks. They saw that many Hidden Leaf Village geinin were also caught, and they thought that this matter had nothing to do with Hidden Leaf Village, and even more so that Naruto had nothing to do with Hidden Leaf Village. Although they had noticed before that the people of Hidden Leaf Village seemed to know this Naruto Uzumaki, it couldn't prove that they were related. Now, it's the solid proof of their relationship. Damn it. You despicable and shameless Hidden Leaf Village ninjas. The Hidden Rain Village geinin, who was shouting, suddenly turned his head and stared at a Hidden Leaf Village geinin behind him, gritting his teeth and saying, "You guys are really good at pretending. Even now, you guys are still putting on this innocent expression." Hidden Leaf Village geinin. In fact, these Hidden Leaf Village geinin who participated in the Chunin exam, like other foreign village ninjas, all showed a bewildered expression. This expression is not pretended. They are indeed bewildered. Naruto Uzumaki, they naturally know him, because he is the demon fox of Hidden Leaf Village, an existence that is isolated by the whole village. Many adults are saying that the demon fox represents misfortune. Some even say Naruto Uzumaki is the incarnation of the terrifying demon fox from the Nine-Tails Chaos a few years ago. Such rumors have been circulating in Hidden Leaf Village for several years, And the gradual demonization of the Nine Tails rumors has also affected their perception and views of Naruto Uzumaki. Although they have not seen Naruto transform into any Nine Tails with their own eyes. They have not seen Naruto bring disaster with their own eyes either. But under the influence of subtle changes, they still keep their distance from Naruto. Some even bluntly say the two words demon fox. They verbally attack Naruto in front of him, showing the malice of human nature. And now, they are told that the infamous Hidden Leaf Village Nine Tails is actually the son of the fourth Hokage? Oh my god. Such heavy news hit their minds like a thunderbolt from the sky, making the group of genin in Hidden Leaf Village forget their situation. They all have a dumbfounded and bewildered expression. You know, the fourth Hokage died just a few years ago. Some older genin have even seen what the fourth Hokage looked like when he was alive. The psychological impact on them now is very great. Their stereotyped views of Naruto over the years are gradually collapsing. Many people are in a state of brain crash. That is to say, some of them have been calling the son of the fourth Hokage Nine Tails. But why was there no news about this in the village before? Chojuro, do you see what's going on? On the other side, a hidden mist village ninja next to Chojuro couldn't help but ask curiously. Chojuro whispered quietly. I'm not sure, but it can be seen that Naruto Uzumaki and the Hokage of Hidden Leaf Village are not getting along well. If there is going to be a conflict later, we'd better stand on Naruto Uzumaki's side. Even if it means risking our lives. Although Chojuro is not old, as a prodigy of Hidden Mist Village, his thinking is more mature in all aspects. He is very clear. Hidden Mist Village now desperately needs to rely on the Whitebeard pirates, and Naruto Uzumaki is Whitebeard's son. Under such circumstances, if they don't stand on Naruto Uzumaki's side, whose side should they stand on? Even for the future of Hidden Mist Village, to show the loyalty of Hidden Mist Village to the Whitebeard pirates, they have to risk their lives to stand on Naruto's side when necessary. At the same time, Sarutobi Hiruzen, the third Hokage of Hidden Leaf Village, has been silent for more than half a minute. He listened to the whispers around him, and also listened to some loud shouts from the genin of the foreign village. His mood is unprecedentedly bad. This degree of badness is no less than when he learned that Whitebeard was going to take Naruto away from the village. Naruto. Who told you these things? Was it Kakashi? Sarutobi Hiruzen couldn't help but ask. Is that important? Naruto retorted Sarutobi Hiruzen. Naruto was a bit disappointed. When he said this, the third Hokage in front of him didn't show any regret, but instead asked him this question. These three words left Sarutobi Hiruzen speechless. This is very important to Sarutobi Hiruzen, because it means that someone deliberately made Naruto an unstable factor, someone deliberately revealed Naruto's life story in an attempt to arouse Naruto's resentment towards the village and the Hokage. The actions of this person can simply be described as a traitor to Hidden Leaf Village. If he knew who it was, he would have to deal with this person despite all the opinions of the public. This person has already threatened Hidden Leaf Village. Just as Sarutobi Hiruzen was about to explain something, Naruto interrupted him directly. Third Hokage, do you know what I'm called in the village? You must know, you knew from the beginning, even, who was the first to spread the word demon fox, you might know, right? As the son of the fourth Hokage, the hero's successor, can't you issue an order to completely shatter this rumor? If that's not enough, isn't the identity of the Jinchuriki enough for you to stop people from ostracizing me? Naruto, without any hesitation, said that he is the Nine Tails Jinchuriki. A single sentence caused many foreign village genin to change their faces. Nine Tails? Tailed beast? The expressions of a group of Hidden Leaf Village ninjas also changed. Aren't you afraid that I will harbor resentment during the process of being ostracized and bullied by the villagers, and eventually cause the Nine Tails chaos again? Naruto paused, and continued, I just want to ask, why as the Grandpa Hokage, you never appear early or late, but appeared when I was most desperate? I remember, you also let me affectionately call you Grandpa Hokage. At that time you naturally became my only ray of light, because you are the only person in the village who treats me the best. But now, I start to think. Why does the person who treats me the best allowed me to be ostracized? Allowed me to be bullied by the village? Why let a child bear all this? I asked Pops, Shizui, and Kisame. The answer they gave me is, the third Hokage wanted to establish a bond with me in this way, so that he could control the Nine Tails Jinchuriki with the bond between Hokage and Jinchuriki. The Hokage is not a qualified guardian at all. Third Hokage, my family members. Did they guess right? Naruto said all his life experiences, and Sarutobi Hiruzen's incompetence, all out loud in public. As a pirate, Naruto can't hide anything in his heart. He says whatever he wants to say. He doesn't give Hokage any face. And he doesn't think about it at all. He's not afraid of offending anyone. Naruto. How can you see Grandpa Hokage like this? Sarutobi Hiruzen found that Naruto's emotions were not quite right. The words Naruto said almost made his lungs explode. This means that the bond he had built up with Naruto was completely severed. And the severed bond seems to have no chance of being repaired. No. It seems there is a chance, if he didn't say so much at the beginning, didn't ask that fatal question, maybe there really is a chance to remedy, but he didn't do it. Naruto, there is a reason why I did this. Sarutobi Hiruzen took a deep breath. You are indeed Minato's son, and your mother is indeed the previous Jinchuriki. They are indeed the heroes of Hidden Leaf Village, they all sacrificed for Hidden Leaf Village, you are indeed the orphan of a hero. But I did all this to protect you. I'm doing all this for your own good. Naruto. TSK. That word sound better than anything else's. The one who suddenly interjecting was a Hidden Mist Village Geinin. I think I understand what's going on, so this is how Hidden Leaf Village treats the son of a hero, and they even has the audacity to say, I'm doing all this for your own good. Hidden Mist Village Geinin pursed his lips, because these Hidden Mist Village ninjas all unconditionally stand on Naruto's side. With the backing of the Whitebeard pirates. They even dared to confront the Hokage. Naruto-sama, to be honest. In our Hidden Mist Village, even in the darkest era of the Blood Mist, the tailed beast Jinchuriki in our village could become the 4th Mizukage. At least, when the 4th Mizukage first took office, the people in the village respected him very much. A Geinin from Hidden Mist Village scorned. On the contrary, it's the Hokage of this Hidden Leaf Village, who has used all means to control the Jinchuriki, using such despicable and shameless methods on such a young child. Hey. What's the difference between this and brainwashing a child? This sharp criticism made Sarutobi Hiruzen's forehead twitch. A little kid from Hidden Mist Village actually dared to talk to him, the Hokage? Where did this little kid from Hidden Mist Village get the courage? Sarutobi Hiruzen forced himself to ignore these little devils from Hidden Mist Village. Naruto, I really mean well for you. Your parents' identities are not simple, they have offended too many people in the ninja world, and half of your life story exposed will bring about fatal disaster. Moreover, Jinchuriki is as sensitive as your life story. Too many ninja villages want to seize a tail beast by force. Sarutobi Hiruzen pleaded earnestly. Hokage-sama, surely Hidden Leaf Village can't even protect a child? Izumi Uchiha interrupted Sarutobi Hiruzen. Hidden Leaf Village can't even protect the Jinchuriki? Izumi Uchiha suddenly realized. Oh right, Hidden Leaf Village is capable of doing such a humiliating thing as letting the Hyuga clan die for peace. In this case, what you said makes sense. Izumi Uchiha's tone was a bit sarcastic. The Hyuga clan died for peace? What is this? A group of Geinin from foreign villages all curiously pricked up their ears. Even the ninjas behind Sarutobi Hiruzen from Hidden Leaf Village were not very familiar with this matter, because this was a secret of the Hyuga clan. Sarutobi Hiruzen. Izumi Uchiha didn't say as much as Naruto, but a few short sentences. But also made him a bit breathless. Wait a minute. That's right. How did the people of the Uchiha clan know the specifics? Third Hokage, your for your own good doesn't hold credibility. Naruto said calmly. Pops is also doing for my good, but if anyone dares to call me a demon fox in front of Pops, Pops will kill that person with one slash. Third Hokage, can your for your own good go to that extent? Have you ever thought about how fragile a child's heart when he experiences such ostracized in his entire life? It's full of holes. Sasuke quietly reminded Naruto. Full of holes? Naruto said without changing his face. You've done a great job. For the sake of what you say, Naruto showed a brilliant smile. I'm really grateful to you. So grateful that I can't wait to give you a few punches. But this smile, in the eyes of some ninjas with strong empathy, instead evoked a sour feeling in their hearts. Especially the ninjas of Hidden Leaf Village. No one knows better than the ninjas of Hidden Leaf Village what Naruto has been through. A child who has suffered so much can still smile. He is even willing to return to the Ninja Academy of Hidden Leaf Village. He even wants to become the Hokage of Hidden Leaf Village. This. Did Hokage-sama go a bit too far back then? This is just a child. And this is the son of the 4th Hokage. Naruto took a few steps forward, standing within arm's reach of Sarutobi Hiruzen. It was then that Sarutobi Hiruzen realized that Naruto had grown so tall as an 11 or 12-year-old child at just 7. At this moment, Sarutobi Hiruzen didn't know how to justify his actions, because he did indeed harbor the intention of deliberately establishing a bond. Naruto, I am ultimately the Hokage of Hidden Leaf Village. The Kage of a village must consider the overall situation. Naruto, isn't your goal also to become Hokage? You should understand my difficulties. I am also training you to become Hokage. In my vision, by the day you grow up, by the day you are in your 30s or 40s, you have grown into a qualified Hokage candidate. By then, I will personally pass on the position of Hidden Leaf Village Hokage. Saratobi Hiruzen had just said this. Suddenly, he felt a warning in his heart and keenly noticed that Naruto actually wanted to do it. Naruto's fist was already swung up. He just wanted to dodge, but in a flash, another idea came up. Maybe he could try a sympathy strategy? As long as Naruto believes that this Hokage truly cares for him. As long as the image of the noble and kind Hokage of Hidden Leaf Village does not collapse. What's wrong with taking a punch? It's just a child's punch. With this thought, Saratobi Hiruzen decided not to dodge this punch, nor to block this punch. He had already tightened the muscles on his face. Even if this punch broke his mouth, it didn't matter. If his mouth wasn't broken by Naruto's punch, he decided to quietly bite his mouth. It would be best if he could bleed a little. Let Naruto feel sorry for his grandpa Hokage. Let Naruto know that he misunderstood himself. To remedy the bond between the two parties. After all, it's just a child. In the next instant, Naruto's raised arm and swung out fist came into intimate contact with Saratobi Hiruzen's right face. The power that erupted in that instant made Saratobi Hiruzen's cheek visibly sink in. Bang 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 bang. 4 teeth were directly blown away, 2 of which were just recently planted not long ago. Puff. Saratobi Hiruzen spat out a mouthful of blood. The heavy blow to his face made his mind go blank for a moment. Naruto's strength was beyond his imagination. Just as Saratobi Hiruzen was about to be blown backwards, Naruto grabbed his hand and swung another punch hard. Bang. This punch hit Saratobi Hiruzen's left face. The left face also sank in like the right face, and several more teeth were blown away. The whole jaw was dislocated and drooping. It looked very symmetrical. Naruto Uzumaki. Stop. The group of Hidden Leaf Village ninjas and examiners behind him were shocked. But Naruto didn't stop. Before being stopped, Naruto threw a heavy punch, hitting Saratobi Hiruzen's nose, and shattered the bridge of his nose on the spot. He also let go of his hand. The force of this punch directly blew Saratobi Hiruzen away. The Hidden Leaf Village ninjas who originally wanted to rush up to stop Naruto, after seeing this, they could only hurry back to catch Hokage-sama. Hokage, Hokage, Hokage. Bullshit Hokage. Naruto's voice resounded. If I want to become the 5th Hokage of Hidden Leaf Village, I don't need you to pass on the position to me. Perhaps. I don't have the strength to become Hokage yet. But, when I grow up one day, I will take the position of Hokage with my own hands. I don't need you to give me that position. When that day comes, I will kick your ass down. What Naruto meant by these words was, I'm not strong yet, but when I am strong enough, things will change. But, Saratobi Hiruzen couldn't hear anymore. He had never thought that a child's fist could be so fierce. He always felt like he had been punched 3 times by Might Guy. His eyes were seeing stars at this moment. His eardrums were buzzing. His mind was groggy. Chapter 194, The Image of the Hokage Collapses. Hidden Leaf Village's Saratobi Hiruzen is humiliated. Hokage-sama. Hokage-sama. The first ninja to catch the 3rd Hokage, Saratobi Hiruzen, was an Anbu ninja, followed by a Chunin examiner. The rest of the ninjas hurriedly gathered around Saratobi Hiruzen. They fixed their eyes on Saratobi Hiruzen's face. Suddenly there was a sound of gasping for air. Because they discovered. The Hokage's face at this moment was too tragic. The lower half of Hokage's left and right face had sunk in. His jaw was dislocated and drooping. Blood and saliva were constantly flowing out of his mouth. It could be seen that his blood-stained teeth were very sparse. A lone front tooth stubbornly rooted in the gum. It looked very pitiful. His nose had sunk in directly, and the nasal bone was shattered beyond repair, as if a little bit of bone had pierced out. Nosebleeds and snot flowed across half of his face, dyeing it red. Not good. A Hidden Leaf Village ninja exclaimed in shock. Hokage-sama's nostrils are blocked. He can't breathe. Quickly clear the blood in Hokage-sama's mouth so he can breathe through his mouth. Quickly stop the bleeding for Hokage-sama. Where are the medical ninjas? A Hidden Leaf Village ninja called out in a hurry. Coming. Coming. A medical ninja rushed forward, quickly going to Saratobi Hiruzen to treat the injuries on his face. The whole scene became chaotic because of Naruto's 3 punches. No one expected that Naruto would dare to hit the Hokage. Even more unexpected was that Hokage did not dodge. These 3 punches were incredibly fierce. The first punch stunned Hokage, and the remaining 2 were simply abusive. Is this really the strength a child should have? If Naruto was just a simple demon fox, or a normal child, a group of Hidden Leaf Village ninjas would have taken Naruto down long ago. The problem is, Naruto's father is Minato Namikaze, his mother is Uzumaki Kushina. His pops is Whitebeard. For a moment, a group of Hidden Leaf Village ninjas looked at each other, not knowing what to do with Naruto. On the one hand, Naruto's consecutive questions to Sarutobi Hiruzen just now, and Sarutobi Hiruzen's various irrelevant answers, indeed made this group of Hidden Leaf Village ninjas a little shaken. Plus, Naruto's biological parents are the heroes of Hidden Leaf Village. Many of them have received care and grace from the Minato couple. On the other hand, the son of the fourth Hokage had such a childhood experience. Hokage-sama really couldn't clear his relationship. A child suddenly starting to fight in an emotional situation seems to be a relatively normal situation. After all, Hokage-sama really shouldn't have done that. Some Hidden Leaf Village ninjas not only looked at Naruto with complex eyes, they also looked at the Hokage with complex eyes. Because the image of Sarutobi Hiruzen's Hokage, starting today, has begun to collapse. If his image was a perfect sculpture, then this sculpture has now appeared cracks, and several corners have collapsed. They really couldn't understand why Hokage-sama wanted to establish a bond with Jinchuriki in this way. Just as that Hidden Mist Village ninja sharply criticized. What's the difference between this and brainwashing a child? A 60-year-old man, playing with a child's heart who was probably only 3 years old at the time, in such a way. This is completely inappropriate. It doesn't sound fair and square. It's like the actions of a shameless politician. It's not in line with the will of fire. Izumi, did Hokage-sama do such a thing? Inuzuka Hana looked as if the sky was falling, because she used to idolize Sarutobi Hiruzen. This is normal, most children in Hidden Leaf Village idolize the Hokage. At this moment, she felt as if she was experiencing the collapse of her idol. Hokage-sama, how could he be like this? Naruto Uzumaki is so young, and he is the orphan of the fourth Hokage. His actions are a bit too. The last word, Inuzuka Hana was too embarrassed to say. Too shameless. Izumi Uchiha filled in for her. Izumi Uchiha spoke up, only such a shameless person could become the Hokage of Hidden Leaf Village twice. Completely disregarding Naruto's status as the hero's son, deliberately spreading rumors, causing Naruto to be ostracized by the village, and abused by many people's verbal or cold violence. In the moment when Naruto was most disheartened, he appeared in the guise of a kind Hokage grandfather, using all means to become the only light in Naruto's heart at that time. Izumi Uchiha summarized Sarutobi Hiruzen's actions. Her tone was filled with a strong subjective dislike and disgust. After all, the Uchiha clan was also being ostracized by the village. Izumi Uchiha wondered if this had anything to do with the Hokage? It seems. The famous god of shinobi is actually a shameless bastard who would resort to petty tricks to control a child. Izumi Uchiha's words defined Sarutobi Hiruzen, this shameless guy, who is always building his own image, making many people think he is a kind Hokage. Hana. What you guys know is just the tip of the iceberg. Izumi Uchiha suddenly laughed. This famous god of shinobi, in the eyes of our Whitebeard pirate crew, is just a cowardly shinobi. Weren't you curious about what happened to the Hyuga clan? Inuzuka Hana's eyes showed a strong desire for knowledge. Her subconscious told her that this should be a secret of the Hyuga clan. After all, many people didn't know what was going on. Can this be said? Inuzuka Hana asked weakly. What can't be said? Hiding these things, is it to create a glorious and righteous image for this Hokage-sama? Izumi Uchiha's words were more aggressive than Naruto's. Her voice was not loud, but many people in the field were silent. Her voice could be heard by many people. One after another, gazes fell on Izumi Uchiha. Especially a group of foreign village ninjas showed a curious expression. A group of Hidden Leaf Village ninjas didn't know whether to stop or not. Because they also wanted to know what was going on. But their subconscious told them that if Izumi Uchiha said such things, it wouldn't be good for Hokage-sama's image. A group of Hidden Leaf Village ninjas were suddenly in a dilemma. Before they had time to hesitate for a few seconds, Izumi's voice had already sounded. Hyuga Hisashi of the Hyuga clan. Hana, you should have some impression of this name, right? Hyuga Hisashi? Oh. I remember. Inuzuka Hana thought for a moment, a light flashing in her mind. Isn't this the younger brother of the patriarch of the Hyuga clan? He seems to be from the branch family, right? Yes. A few years ago, there was a negotiation between Hidden Leaf Village and Hidden Clouds Village's envoys. You should have some impression of it, right? Izumi asked again. Hidden Clouds Village? It seems there was such a thing. Inuzuka Hana was a bit curious. Is there a connection between them? Of course there is. That day, the envoy of Hidden Clouds Village secretly kidnapped the young lady of the Hyuga clan, Hinata Hyuga. Izumi Uchiha said in a shocking manner. She continued, But the envoy of Hidden Clouds Village didn't expect that Hayashi Hyuga, the patriarch of the Hyuga clan, found him, and in the end, he died in Hayashi Hyuga's hands. The people of Hidden Clouds Village, instead of admitting their mistakes, boldly demanded Hidden Leaf Village to hand over the murderer to Hidden Clouds Village. This statement left everyone dumbfounded. Some Hidden Leaf Village ninjas had heard a little about this, but they didn't know too many details. Of course, more Hidden Leaf Village ninjas knew nothing at all. Now when they heard about what happened that year, suddenly a nameless fire surged up. In Yuzuka Hana's eyes widened. What? They wanted to kidnap our Hidden Leaf Village child, and after being discovered and killed, they actually had the face to ask Hidden Leaf Village to hand over the murderer? Yes. As long as it's a normal person, they would definitely refuse the other party's unreasonable request, even if it means starting a war. Because if they agree to the other party's request, it means that Hidden Leaf Village will be lower than Hidden Clouds Village from now on. Izumi Uchiha sighed, and our Hidden Leaf Village hero third Hokage, of course, made what he thought was the most wise decision. Agreed to Hidden Clouds Village, handed over the murderer. Ah. In Yuzuka Hana was dumbfounded. Ah. 2 consecutive ahs are enough to explain her confusion. Kurenai-sama, is this true? A Chunin examiner quietly asked Kurenai. How would I know? Kurenai rolled her eyes. She had a complex expression, but Izumi Uchiha speaks so seriously, it doesn't seem to be fake. Chojuro murmured, if it were the 4th Mizukage, the Hidden Clouds Village ninjas who demanded the murderer would be killed, right? A female ninja from the Hidden Mist Village was dumbfounded. Is Hidden Leaf Village so cowardly? If it's a small ninja village, it might be understandable to do so. Because a small ninja village is indeed not an opponent of a large ninja village. And some small ninja villages might just be neighbors with the big ninja village. But this is Hidden Leaf Village, the richest and most profound. Izumi Uchiha continued, so, our Hokage-sama of Hidden Leaf Village wanted to hand over the patriarch of the Hyuga clan, and send Hayashi Hyuga's corpse to Hidden Clouds Village. But Hokage-sama seemed to feel that a patriarch of the Hyuga clan was not suitable to be handed over. In the end, it was Hayashi Hyuga's younger brother, Hyuga Hisashi, who became Hayashi Hyuga's scapegoat. All of this was tacitly approved by Hokage-sama. He watched all this happen with his own eyes, and did not stop it. Izumi Uchiha said to Yuzuka Hana, this is the secret of the Hyuga clan. A secret that has been kept secret for several years. This is a history of humiliation for Hidden Leaf Village. Agreeing to hand over a murderer to the ninja of another village, how is this different from being humiliated? Izumi Uchiha silently gave Saratobe Hiruzen's actions another evaluation. She labeled him with a brand new tag. The scene had gradually quieted down, and all that could be heard was a medical ninja, sweating profusely, treating Saratobe Hiruzen. The secret revealed by Izumi Uchiha. It was enough to stun many people present. In the impression of many people, the 3rd Hokage of Hidden Leaf Village was a very ambitious old man. At the same time, he was also a very righteous and tough Hokage. But first it was Naruto Uzumaki, and then it was Izumi Uchiha. These 2 people completely destroyed Saratobe Hiruzen's image. Many people found that the 3rd Hokage in their impression and the real 3rd Hokage were very different. Could it be that the image that the 3rd Hokage usually showed was actually an act? And the 3rd Hokage spoken out by Naruto Uzumaki and Izumi Uchiha is the real 3rd Hokage? Ah, this. Many people's eyes looking at Saratobe Hiruzen had subtly changed. But after all, they were ninjas of Hidden Leaf Village. It was a bit difficult for them to follow Naruto and Izumi Uchiha to criticize Hokage-sama. However, from their eyes and expressions, it can be seen. They also disagreed with Saratobe Hiruzen's approach. After all, as long as it's a normal person, they won't agree. Yesterday he would let a branch family head of the Hyuga clan go to death, wouldn't he send you to death tomorrow? No one defended Saratobe Hiruzen. Whether it was the 4th Hokage's son or succumbing to Hidden Clouds Village. These are things that Hidden Leaf Village ninjas cannot accept. So Hidden Leaf Village has such secrets. A Hidden Sand Village Geinin didn't care about being captured. He ran to Hidden Leaf Village to participate in a Chunin exam, even if he didn't become a Chunin. Knowing so much information and secrets seemed not to be a loss. He couldn't wait to run back to Hidden Sand Village and spread all this out. Unfortunately, he is now tied up here. How do I feel? A Hidden Mist Village ninja muttered, this 3rd Hokage of Hidden Leaf Village is not as good as our 4th Mizukage who has been killed. At least our 4th Mizukage, he even had the courage to fight with Whitebeard. This is not what I heard. Isn't the 3rd Hokage of Hidden Leaf Village a heroic ninja during the ninja war? Let's not talk about whether the 4th Mizukage was controlled by the Akatsuki. And let's not talk about whether the 4th Mizukage was killed by Whitebeard. Just say, did he really fight with Whitebeard? Perhaps, people will change. Chojuro said quietly, the third Hokage of Hidden Leaf Village has grown old, I heard from my elders. Once a person reaches a very old age, he will become completely different from when he was young. Chojuro looked at the unconscious third Hokage. It seems that the Hokage of Hidden Leaf Village has lost face today. The image he painstakingly built was shattered by Naruto and Izumi in one fell swoop. Chojuro suddenly felt. Is the Whitebeard Pirates the nemesis of the cage? The fourth Mizukage of Hidden Mist Village died at the hands of Whitebeard. The reputation of the third Hokage of Hidden Leaf Village was ruined by the Whitebeard Pirates. Is this really just a coincidence? Is it a kind of metaphysics? Cough, cough. In the end, Kurenai, the chief examiner of the second round of the exam, had to stand up and interrupt everything. And, she could only use a clumsy and abrupt way to forcibly shift the topic. The second round of the Chunin exam is over. There are currently 5 groups advancing. They are centered around Naruto Uzumaki. Hidden Grass Village Ninja Group, and centered around Chojuro Hidden Mist Village Group, centered around Izumi Uchiha Hidden Leaf Village Group, centered around Ozawa Wensen Hidden Mist Village Group, centered around Watanabe Mujiki Hidden Mist Village Group. A total of 14 candidates advanced. There's no way, according to the rules of the Chunin exam. Only these 14 people can advance. All the other genin caught by Naruto can't advance. All were eliminated. What's a bit of a relief is, among the 5 groups that advanced, there are 2 genin who are ninjas from Hidden Leaf Village. Otherwise, as the host of the Chunin exam, Hidden Leaf Village, if no one has advanced to the third round of the Chunin exam, then next year Chunin exam can be cancelled. Because it's simply too embarrassing. Originally, the purpose of holding the Chunin exam was to show the potential and strength of Hidden Leaf Village to the ninja world. But now, Kurenai looked at the group of Hidden Leaf Village genin who were naked, only left with a pair of underwear, and tied up like dumplings. She had a headache for a while, and felt very embarrassed. It is estimated that after the Chunin exam is over, those Jonin who guide the Hidden Leaf Village genin will grit their teeth and practice them fiercely. TSK, it seems that the Chunin exam is indeed very simple. Sasuke raised the corner of his mouth. Then, he looked at Naruto next to him. Naruto, are you okay? I'm okay. Naruto was holding a handkerchief in his hand, wiping the blood on his fist with disgust. This handkerchief was given to Naruto by Haku next to him, and there was a faint fragrance on the handkerchief. It's even a bit cool. Naruto also laughed. This is also good. 3 punches to cut off the bond with this guy. From now on, he has nothing to do with me. Seeing that Naruto was indeed okay, Sasuke breathed a sigh of relief. Wait. Why does he care so much about Naruto? He felt something was wrong. Big sister, when does the third round of the Chunin exam start? Naruto clenched the handkerchief in his pocket, thinking about which day to clean the handkerchief first, and then return it to Haku. He asked this question to Kurenai. In half a month. Kurenai said helplessly. Originally, you were all given half a month's buffer time. After all, you had a big battle in the Forest of Death. Although you all seem to be in good shape and can seamlessly connect to the third round of the Chunin exam, this is the rule of the Chunin exam. By the way, Kurenai's expression became serious. The third round of the exam is a 1v1 battle between ninjas. You must not take this battle as a child's play, because this is the epitome of the Great War in the ninja world. Although it's different from the Forest of Death, there will be many examiners watching the third round of the exam, and generally, it won't cause casualties. But, you absolutely cannot relax at all. The epitome of the Great War in the ninja world? Sasuke looked around. There are only 2 villages that can advance to the third round, right? Although the 3 of them were known as Hidden Grass Village Ninja. But if we really talk about birthplace, Sasuke and Naruto are from the land of fire. Haku is from the land of water. Apart from the land of fire, the rest of the people are from the land of water. Indeed, there are only 2 villages. This sentence is not wrong. Cough. Why do you care so much? If I said X, then it's X. Kurenai coughed awkwardly. Chapter 195, The Stunned Hidden Leaf Village. Hokage Scandal Spreads. The third round of the Chunin exam will start in half a month. Naruto feels that there is no need to continue to stay here. It would be better to take all these prisoners away. In fact, he did just that. And this time, in addition to Naruto, Sasuke, and Haku, there was one more Izumi Uchiha. The number of Hidden Mist Village ninjas guarding the prisoners also changed from 6 to 9. Chojuro also joined in. And Izumi Uchiha's best friend, Inuzuka Hana, also silently followed, and the ninja dog was panting and following behind. In theory, the ninjas of Hidden Leaf Village should stop Naruto from doing this. Because what Naruto did would offend many ninja villages, maybe, it would also pull the hatred of those ninja villages to Hidden Leaf Village. Moreover, among the group of prisoners tied up by Naruto, there are quite a few genin from their Hidden Leaf Village. At least there must be more than 30. This kind of capturing prisoners behavior is a bit too indiscriminate, right? There seem to be some children of the ninja clan in Hidden Leaf Village. But to really stop Naruto and forcibly rescue those prisoners in a fair and square manner, to be honest, they dare not bear the consequences of doing so. Because this would offend the Whitebeard pirate crew. Which is equivalent to offending Whitebeard. If they angered Whitebeard and caused him to make trouble in Hidden Leaf Village, then they would be the sinners of Hidden Leaf Village. So, whether it was the ninjas brought by Saratobe Hiruzen or the Chunin examiners, they could only watch Naruto and others leave with complex expressions. Until a group of genin disappeared from sight. Silence was the forest of death today. Until the medical ninja who was treating Saratobe Hiruzen suddenly spoke anxiously to break the silence. Someone help me carry Hokage-sama to Hidden Leaf Village Hospital. Although the wound on Hokage-sama's face has stopped bleeding, it still needs further treatment. Those 3 punches might have caused Hokage-sama a moderate brain injury. A moderate brain injury? An Anbu ninja was dumbfounded. Hokage-sama should be okay, right? The problem is not big. The medical ninja said, compared to the injury Hokage-sama suffered last time, this injury is much lighter. After said that, the medical ninja realized that he had misspoke a bit. He coughed awkwardly in embarrassment. I'll help you carry him. An Anbu ninja changed the subject. Many of the ninjas present who knew the situation kept silent about it. The so-called injury that Hokage-sama suffered last time was actually when Hokage-sama was beaten up by Whitebeard. That time almost cost Hokage-sama his life. Compared to the last time, this injury is indeed not a serious one. Kurenai-sama, what should we do? Next to Kurenai, a Chunin examiner asked weakly. Everyone go home. Kurenai blurted out a sentence. The situation has already developed to this point. What else can they do? We are just the examiners for the 2nd round of the exam, the 3rd round of the exam in half a month, it has nothing to do with us. Kurenai added, as for the things that just happened, it also has little to do with us. As for who it has a lot to do with, everyone knows it well. But Kurenai couldn't say it. Sigh. Kurenai sighed, she had a premonition that in the next period of time, Hidden Leaf Village might lose face in the entire ninja world. She doesn't think those foreign village genin will keep these secrets. Not to mention the genin of the foreign village, even the ninjas of Hidden Leaf Village, she dare not guarantee that everyone can keep secrets. Because Hokage-sama passed out and didn't have time to order a news blockade. In addition, there is no wall in the world that doesn't leak wind. Hokage-sama's secret. I'm afraid it's hard to keep. Time passed. It soon arrived in the evening. Damn it. Can't you let us put on our clothes? As they were about to walk into the residential area of Hidden Leaf Village, a hidden sand village ninja among the captives suddenly twisted and blushed. How? How can we walk into the residential area like this? Realizing what was going to happen next, even the most arrogant hidden sand village ninja couldn't be arrogant anymore. As soon as he finished speaking, his butt was kicked. Bastard! What are you doing? The hidden sand village ninja gritted his teeth and glared at a hidden mist village ninja. Hey! What am I doing? Reminding you to shut up. The hidden mist village ninja looked disdainful. Naruto-sama has spared your lives, which is already the greatest tolerance. 1 or 2 of you are still chirping here, believe it or not, I'll cut your throat. The hidden mist village ninja who dropped the harsh words actually pulled out a kunai. He put the kunai on the neck of the hidden sand village ninja. The sharp edge of the kunai had already cut the skin of the other's neck. Wait. Pretend I didn't say anything. The hidden sand village ninja's face changed. He forgot that all these hidden mist village ninjas were a bunch of madmen. The ninjas who came out of the bloody hidden mist village. Each one is a killer. He just didn't understand why these hidden mist village ninjas would listen to Naruto Uzumaki's words. What is their relationship? Why do they call him Naruto-sama? He couldn't understand at all. Soon. Under the escort of 9 hidden mist village ninjas, all the candidates who participated in the 2nd round of the Chunin exam entered the residential area of Hidden Leaf Village. Suddenly, it made everyone in the entire Hidden Leaf Village, including civilians and ninjas, open their eyes. A group of nearly naked genin from various villages gathered together, each one bound with ropes. Such a scene was absolutely unprecedented. The visual impact was undoubtedly immense. What? What is this? A civilian from the Hidden Leaf Village stared in astonishment, wide-eyed, at the strange spectacle before him. Is this some new trend of naked bonding groups? This is a bit too extravagant, isn't it? Mom, that chubby, naked big brother looks even bigger than Mom. Whispers and various gestures around, making the group of genin from different villages blush with embarrassment. They couldn't muster any harsh words from their mouths. They desperately lowered their heads, wishing to bury their heads in the ground so that others couldn't see their faces. Some, with a cruel streak, directly turned their heads and collided with the head of the person next to them, causing blood to flow from the broken head. Having blood on their faces made it even harder for them to be recognized. Many passing Hidden Leaf Village ninjas also witnessed this scene. They too were stunned. Among them was Amano Iruka. With a heavy heart, Iruka Amano concluded a day of teaching. The reason for his heavy heart was that he knew his 3 students had taken a special route to participate in the Chunin exams. Sigh. Iruka sighed. I heard Naruto has already started the second round of the exam, and this second round is not as easy to pass as the first one. Iruka was worried about Naruto, Sasuke, and Hiku. Regardless of their identities. At least, they were his students. Iruka knew that as long as he understood this, it was enough. Suddenly, he noticed some commotion ahead. What's going on over there? Why is it so lively? Iruka adjusted the Hidden Leaf Village headband on his head. He approached to satisfy his curious. Pushing through the crowd, he looked ahead and was shocked to see a large group of people. They were all tied together with ropes, and most of them were bare-chested, without pants, wearing only lone underwear. It seemed that only some girls were wearing clothes and pants. Iruka was bewildered. What's happening? At this moment, 3 familiar faces appeared before him, making Iruka's eyes widen involuntarily. Huh? Naruto? Sasuke? Haku? Iruka was dumbfounded. He almost exclaimed. And Iruka's exclamation attracted Naruto's attention. In a glance, Naruto noticed Iruka's somewhat dark skin tone. Iruka's skin tone was relatively rare in Hidden Leaf Village. Iruka-sensei. Naruto flashed a bright smile and waved at Iruka. Iruka, under the scrutiny of the surrounding crowd, briskly walked over. Standing beside Naruto, Iruka quickly lowered his voice and asked. Naruto, what's going on with you guys? Aren't you supposed to be in the Death Forest exam site? And who are these people behind you? Hehe, Iruka-sensei, we've already passed the second round of the exam. Naruto grinned at Iruka and raised his thumb. The second round is quite simple. Iruka. Naruto's answer caused his brain to pause for a moment. He then reacted. Passed? This is the second round of the Chunin exam. It's not a theoretical written test. Iruka-sensei, don't be so shocked. It's just the second round of the exam, simple. Sasuke crossed his arms, with a cool expression and a confident smile at the corner of his mouth. Only Hiku patiently answered Iruka's last question. Iruka-sensei, these people behind me are all candidates from various ninja villages participating in the Chunin exam. Hiku pointed to the group of people behind him, and recalled according to his memory, it seems to be a geinin from Hidden Sand Village. That one, if I remember correctly, it should be Hidden Rain Village, right? This one is from Hidden Leaf Village, that's a Hidden Waterfall Village ninja, this is an Hidden Sound Village ninja. These few dressed ones are ninjas from Hidden Mist Village. Iruka? Ah. Iruka and Hiku stared at each other. Hiku's eyes were very clear and pure, and Iruka's eyes were full of confusion. They are all candidates for the Chunin exam? Then why are they like this? Iruka swallowed a mouthful of saliva in the dark. Why? Why are they all tied up? Hiku smiled gently and replied, it's very simple, they were all caught by me, Naruto, and Sasuke. Hiku continued, they are all prisoners of the Whitebeard pirate group. Iruka. Hiku's words can be described as shocking. Anyway, Iruka was shocked to stay in place, his mind was stunned. Prisoner? Prisoner of the Whitebeard pirate group? Hehe, Iruka-sensei, we are going to exchange them for money. Naruto grinned, using the most innocent smile of a child, and said the most creepy words, as a pirate, kidnapping people and extorting money is quite normal, right? Iruka. Senpai, save us. In the crowd, several geinin from Hidden Leaf Village looked at Iruka with hopeful expressions. After all, Iruka was wearing a Chunin vest. And he is Naruto Uzumaki's teacher. In the eyes of these Hidden Leaf Village geinin, if they beg Naruto Uzumaki's teacher to let them go, Naruto Uzumaki should give face, right? Iruka opened his mouth. Iruka-sensei, this is the spoils of the Whitebeard pirates. Hiku said with a smile, does Iruka-sensei want to save them? Ah. This. For some reason, the image of Whitebeard, that tall and majestic figure, emerged in Iruka's mind. Gulp. His throat surged up and down. The thousands of words in his mind, the thousands of exhortations that were about to blurt out, when they blurted out, they could only become like this, Naruto, Everyone is a ninja, and everyone has a family. Please try. Try not to kill anyone. Haha. Don't worry. Naruto was patting his chest and said, how can a dead prisoner be as valuable as a living prisoner? With your promise, I can rest assured as a teacher. Iruka wiped the cold sweat on his forehead. There's no way. He could only get so far with those prisoners. He could only get so far with those prisoners. Iruka knows his own ability. He can't even beat Naruto, if he really wants to snatch food from the tiger's mouth from the Whitebeard pirates. Iruka feels that one day, he might need to let the students go to his grave and offer him a few flowers. Go, 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 keep going. Naruto was ordering a group of hidden mist village ninjas. I don't know if it's Iruka's illusion, he always feels that there is a bit of a child's show-off nature in it. Could it be that Naruto intends to parade these prisoners through the streets? To show off how many prisoners the Whitebeard pirates have plundered? Or is Naruto using this method to notify all the ninja villages, asking them to ransom their people back? He watched as the genin from various villages gradually disappeared from his sight. Iruka murmured in shock. It's indeed the Whitebeard pirates. Such behavior has offended all the ninja villages except Hidden Clouds Village and Hidden Stones Village, hasn't it? Could Hidden Leaf Village dare to do this? Probably not. As time slowly passed, the events that happened in the Forest of Death spread like a virus in a very short time. The group of prisoners certainly couldn't get the news out. But the Hidden Mist Village ninjas who were not captured were a group of loudspeakers. It's unknown whether this group of Hidden Mist Village ninjas did it intentionally or unintentionally. They were discussing this matter loudly in various public places in Hidden Leaf Village. No one doesn't like to hear gossip. When someone secretly heard what this group of Hidden Mist Village ninjas was saying, the news inevitably spread. And there are too many key elements contained in these news. So much so that it's shocking to hear. Hey, is it true? In a tavern in Hidden Leaf Village, the tones of two chunin from Hidden Leaf Village gradually rose, because the things they were talking about were shocking. One of them looked incredulous. How is this possible? Hokage-sama is a god of shinobi, how could he do such a thing? And that Naruto Uzumaki, he is the son of the fourth Hokage? No way? That kid. Why didn't I know about his background before? Now suddenly you said that he is the son of the fourth Hokage? The chunin next to him was drinking a small wine, and hurriedly lowered his voice. SHH, keep your voice down. He said to his companion. I heard that it was Naruto Uzumaki who confronted Hokage-sama in the Forest of Death, and Hokage-sama was refuted to the point where he couldn't say a word. Hokage-sama's reaction basically confirmed Naruto Uzumaki's background. This. The companion was shocked. Doesn't that mean that Hokage-sama held that kind of purpose to deliberately conceal Naruto Uzumaki's background, causing Naruto Uzumaki to suffer such ostracization and discrimination? Hokage-sama is too. What? This is completely different from the Hokage-sama in my impression. This is even more different from the Hokage-sama written in the textbooks. SHH. The chunin drinking the small wine hurriedly reminded. I told you to keep your voice down. If the Anbu ninja hears it, they might think we are speaking ill of Hokage-sama. Let me tell you, there's more than just this. Bang. Suddenly, a wine pot hit next to the two Hidden Leaf Village chunin, scaring them both. They thought it was an Anbu ninja who appeared. They were so scared that they quickly turned their heads to look. As a result, they found it was a very strange light-haired twin-tailed girl next to them. The other party showed a drunken look. A pair of blurred eyes were staring at them tightly. What did you say? Repeat it to me? Tsunade squinted her eyes and continued. What happened to the Hokage of Hidden Leaf Village? Yes, this light golden-haired little girl is Tsunade. Tsunade has not left Hidden Leaf Village to this day. She has been hanging around in various casinos or taverns in Hidden Leaf Village recently. Huh? Who are you? A Hidden Leaf Village chunin's words hadn't finished yet. Tsunade had already lightly slapped her hand on the thick table. Crack. Under the slender palm, cracks spread out, and in just a short 3 seconds, the cracks had covered the table. Cut the crap, understand? Tsunade said, tipsy. Understood. Two chunin from Hidden Leaf Village swallowed in the dark. Their survival instinct was at its peak in an instant. One of the Hidden Leaf Village chunin hurriedly told all the gossip he heard today at the fastest speed. Mainly these messages have already been circulated in the form of gossip, so they are not considered secrets anymore. He has no guilt for saying it out loud. Tsunade quietly listened in the tavern for about 10 minutes. She probably understood what the situation was. Ha 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 ha. Tsunade directly took the jug and blew it against the bottle. She had no ladylike image at all. She slapped the table and laughed with happily. Ha ha ha. The old man finally met his bad day. Tsunade laughed very loudly. Chapter 196, The Humanization of the Whitebeard Pirates. Denzo's dancing and Sarutobi's suffering. Gulp gulp. Tsunade was even happy to drink all the clear wine in her hand in one go. She felt that this was not enough to enjoy. She directly reached out and grabbed the wine jugs of the two chunin ninjas. And drank it all in one breath again. Gulp 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 gulp. Burp. Ha 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 ha. Tsunade laughed loudly with a strong drunkenness, and the empty hand kept patting the table, making the sturdy table bang. Good. Naruto did a good job. But why didn't he punch a few more times? Tsunade drank so much that her tongue was a bit big, and the tone of her speech sounded a bit vague. And not just one old man, there are many old men in Hidden Leaf Village. Yurtain Koharu. Mitakato Hamura. Shimura Denzo. Ha ha ha. It's best for someone to punch them a few times, and every punch will make their faces look like they've overturned a dye shop. Ha ha ha. Tsunade's unscrupulous words, in the ears of the two Chunin ninjas, were simply shocking. They didn't know who this blonde girl was. They only knew that this girl seemed to be very powerful. A light slap can turn this table into this shape. If this slap falls on them, it will probably break several bones in their bodies. And this blonde girl dared to comment so unscrupulously on Hokage-sama, and several other high-level officials of Hidden Leaf Village. From the tone of voice, they seem to be quite familiar with each other. That means the other party's identity is even more complicated. Not a character that the two civilian ninjas can provoke. Even if all the clear wine was robbed, they could only swallow their anger in silence. Pretend that nothing happened. That. Among them, a Hidden Leaf Village Chunin swallowed a mouthful of saliva in the dark, and asked Tsunade weakly, I have already said everything I know, can we leave now? Go. Go. Tsunade waved her hand indifferently. Sigh. Both Hidden Leaf Village Chunin breathed a sigh of relief at the same time. The two of them looked at each other. Hurry up and slip away. However, just as they were about to reach the entrance of the tavern, Tsunade's voice rang out again. Wait. Wait a minute. The two of them froze at the same time. They mechanically turned their heads to look. They saw Tsunade holding an empty wine pot in her hand, her face wearing a sly smirk like an old woman trying to act young. After all, this is not a secret of Hidden Leaf Village, I think you will definitely spread this matter to everyone you know, until it spreads throughout Hidden Leaf Village, right? Huh? The two Hidden Leaf Village Chunin were stunned. What kind of grudge does this light-haired girl have with Hokage-sama? If you really want to talk about any grudges, there are none. It's purely that Tsunade doesn't like some of Sarutobi Hiruzen's practices. After all, a bad reputation won't kill the old man. She doesn't think that a man like the old man would choose to commit suicide because of a damaged reputation or criticism from the village. Sarutobi Hiruzen is not Tsukumo Hatake. He doesn't have that kind of courage. If it were the old man in his youth, he might do it. But he's old now, and Heppel have changed his personality. And then, Tsunade wanted to see more fun. So she was fanning the flames. The bigger the commotion, the happier she was. Inside the Akiraku ramen shop. The Akiraku ramen shop was quite lively at night. Kakashi was slurping noodles while listening to some people discussing things around him. His open dead fish eye was filled with a look of helplessness. As expected, Jiraiya-sama has caused trouble. Before, when he saw Jiraiya telling Naruto about his background, Kakashi knew something was wrong. Because although Naruto still has the appearance of a child, but his state of mind is very mature. Naruto definitely knows who is right and who is wrong. In that situation, Naruto will definitely need an explanation from the third Hokage. As expected. He guessed right. But Naruto chose such a sensitive time point, isn't it too sensitive? Kakashi couldn't help but sigh. There are many foreign ninjas in the village, he so openly revealed this matter. I'm afraid these news will not only spread in Hidden Leaf Village, but soon in the ninja world. I'm afraid Hokage-sama's reputation is going to be ruined. Kakashi sighed again, but there wasn't much worry on his face. The corners of his mouth were a bit uncontrollable and wanted to rise, but he held it back. A bowl of ramen was eaten 7 or 8. Kakashi's face was complex, stirring the soup in the bowl with chopsticks. For some reason, he seemed to see his father's shadow from the reflection of the soup. He also saw Minato no Mikaze, Obito Uchiha, Nohara Rin, these three people's illusions. In the end, all these illusions gathered together and turned into the figure of the third Hokage, Sarutobi Hiruzen. Kakashi closed his eye. He directly stabbed a pair of chopsticks into the ramen bowl and stirred in the opposite direction. All the illusions disappeared. Ho! Kakashi exhaled heavily. He didn't know why, even though the third Hokage was hospitalized, even though the third Hokage's reputation was damaged, but his mood was still quite good. There was no worry about the third Hokage. He really wanted to show a little worry, but he just couldn't. He wants to pretend. But he couldn't even pretend. Boss. Kakashi waved his hand. Another bowl of ramen. His appetite was great. It's none of my business. It's none of my business. Somewhere on the streets of Hidden Leaf Village, a tall figure was sneakily peeping at the bathhouse with a ladder. He claimed it was for collecting writing materials. He was still muttering to himself. It seemed like he wanted to shake off the blame. Jiraiya, who had a very extensive intelligence network, must have known about this matter long ago. He was the first to know about this matter, apart from those in the Forest of Death. He knew even earlier than Tsunade. He just didn't expect that Naruto Uzumaki was so fierce. He directly gave the old man 3 punches in front of so many ninjas. This is something that even he couldn't do. Naturally, he also felt that although Naruto Uzumaki inherited Minato's hair and eye color, he did not inherit Minato's character. Naruto's character seems to have been inherited from Kushina. Jiraiya believes that if Kushina is still alive and knows that her son has been treated like this. Hiss. Perhaps it's not just about punching the old man 3 times. Based on Jiraiya's understanding of Kushina, that red-haired girl would definitely overturn the entire Hidden Leaf village. She doesn't care if the other party is Hokage or not. Even. She has a certain probability to kill the Hokage. Originally, Kushina was a very irritable character. If she knew about this matter, plus the amplification of being a mother is strong, the old man's life would definitely be in danger. Thinking about it this way, the old man still survived. He should be grateful. Jiraiya was sneakily peeping at the bathhouse with a lewd face, while bleeding from his nose, and muttering in his mouth, "It's none of my business. It's none of my business. At most, I'll pick a night to give the old man some fruits and visit him. Ha 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 ha. Ha 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 ha. Good good good." There was someone in Hidden Leaf Village who laughed even happier than Tsunade. It was Denzo, who was sitting in a wheelchair with only his upper body. Denzo laughed, the wrinkles on his face seemed to turn into a flower. Good. Good fight. Ha 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 ha. Although the rebellion of the Jinchuriki means that he is becoming less and less controlled by Hidden Leaf Village, Denzo is very happy. As long as he can see the monkey in trouble, he is happy. This also made Denzo feel that Naruto has become more handsome, although that little kid is indeed quite handsome. It's a pity, he didn't hit enough, he should have hit a few more punches. Denzo with a smile, his tone was a bit gloomy, "It's best to let the monkey lie in bed for several years. In this way, I can become new Hokage." Denzo has never given up his covetousness for the position of Hokage. He thought about it and felt that he could make a big fuss from this aspect. "Come here." He slightly retracted his smile on his face. Denzo immediately shouted loudly, "Denzo-sama." Soon several root ninjas appeared in front of Denzo. Denzo squinted his eyes. He ordered this group of Root, "Spread what happened today. All over Hidden Leaf Village, remember not to be discovered that Root deliberately spreading the news." After thinking about it, Denzo continued to order, "It's best to disguise with a transformation technique, and then change to the forehead protector of another ninja village. Go, don't waste time." Denzo believes that if the monkey wakes up, he will definitely try his best to block these news. So, he has to take advantage of the monkey waking up. Spread these scandals all over Hidden Leaf Village in advance. And even the entire ninja world. Yes. What? All of our hidden sand villages Geinin have been captured? Damn it, how dare they? The person who let out a shock gel was the Jonin team leader from Hidden Sand Village. Originally, the Jonin team leader from Hidden Sand Village thought that it was just a matter of course for the ninjas from his village to participate in the Chunin exam. After all, among the 5 major ninja villages participating in the Chunin exam this time, there were only Hidden Leaf Village, Hidden Mist Village, and Hidden Sand Village. Among them, Hidden Mist Village has undergone several dramatic changes. This has resulted in the village's strength being decimated. Hidden Mist Village is no longer in his eyes. The Jonin team leader from Hidden Sand Village felt that the only ninja village that could pose a threat to his own village was the host, Hidden Leaf Village. But as long as those Geinin work a little harder, even Hidden Leaf Village can be defeated, right? As for the other small ninja villages, he didn't care at all. But then, he suddenly got shocking news from the Hidden Leaf Village ninja. All the Geinin from Hidden Sand Village were eliminated in the second round of the exam, and they were all eliminated by the same team, which came from Hidden Grass Village or Whitebeard Pirate Crew. Not only that, he also learned that several of the dozens of Geinin from Hidden Sand Village died in the Forest of Death. Actually, he didn't care too much about this. After all, which ninja doesn't die? They died at the hands of ninjas from other villages. It's their own fault for not being skilled enough. But, apart from the few Geinin who died due to lack of skill, the other Geinin were actually all captured. They all became prisoners. Moreover, they were all tied up by people, their clothes were all stripped off, and they paraded through Hidden Leaf Village. Ah, this has already trampled on the face of their Hidden Sand Village, hasn't it? How can they bear it? He immediately chased after that Hidden Leaf Village ninja to ask for his location. After asking for his location, he set off without stopping. Soon, the Jonin team leader from Hidden Sand Village arrived at a very strange street. This street was not deserted, but rather lively. Standing outside the street, he could hear the hustle and bustle inside. The reason why this street is strange is that he has seen passers-by pass by here, but they deliberately bypassed this street. Under the moonlight, he could vaguely see a very tall flagpole inside the street, and it seemed to hang a piece of cloth on the flagpole. That piece of cloth doesn't look like a simple cloth. There seems to be a very special pattern embroidered on it. But for a moment, he couldn't see it clearly. But their Hidden Sand Village has already suffered such a level of insult. This Jonin team leader from Hidden Sand Village doesn't care about anything. He directly broke into this somewhat strange street. Looking around, he saw many little kids of very young age. The clothes on their bodies were all embroidered with a very special clan emblem. Uchiha clan? The emblem that looked like a ping-pong paddle made the Hidden Sand Village ninja stunned for a moment. What's going on? Could it be that he accidentally broke into the Uchiha clan's territory? But if this is really a ninja clan's base, why isn't anyone stopping him? He was somewhat annoyed and puzzled. He walked straight ahead for not long before he saw a group of naked people in front of him, who were being watched by a group of Uchiha children. They were all downcast, without any ninja fighting spirit, as if they had been tormented. Hiss. The leading Jonin of Hidden Sand Village suddenly took a cold breath. Because through the light of the street lamp, he could clearly see that among the group of naked people, there were many of their Hidden Sand Village people. The Hidden Leaf Village ninja who gave him the news didn't lie to him. Their Geinin from Hidden Sand Village were really captured. But didn't he just bring over a dozen Hidden Sand Village ninjas? Why are there so many people there? There must be dozens of them, right? The Jonin from Hidden Sand Village had a dark face. He quickly approached at a fast pace, and his mouth was even gritting his teeth and shouting, "A bunch of wastes. You can't even pass the second round of the Chunin exam. How did you graduate from the Hidden Sand Village Ninja School to become Geinin? It's okay if you can't pass the exam, even if you die in the forest of death. It's okay, you guys were actually caught. It's embarrassing, it's embarrassing." His voice attracted the attention of a group of captives. Especially the attention of the Geinin from Hidden Sand Village. Suddenly, the Geinin from Hidden Sand Village all brightened their eyes, and their downcast and desolate expressions were swept away. They hurriedly said to the Jonin from Hidden Sand Village, "Hama-sama. Save us. We have been tied up by pirates for a whole day. They don't even give us clothes, they even paraded us around in the evening." Hamachi is the name of the leading Jonin from Hidden Sand Village. For some reason, Hamachi actually heard a crying tone from these Geinin's tone. These guys seem to have been tormented to the point of breaking their spirits. The qualities that a ninja should have were swept away by them. No different from a group of weak lambs. Hamachi snorted with a dark face. He didn't really want to save this group of Geinin who lost face in Hidden Sand Village. But thinking that these embarrassing guys are the future of Hidden Sand Village. If he don't save them, he is afraid that Hidden Sand Village's new generation will have a gap of several years. Hamachi could only grit his teeth and say, "Go back and I'll teach you guys a good lesson." He wanted to go forward and untie his own Geinin. However, just as he took 2 steps forward, a sudden breaking sound made him startled. He hurriedly stopped and quickly retreated 2 steps. Clang. The collision sound between metal and cement is so crisp. Hamachi looked down. His pupil shrank slightly. Because where he was standing just now, a kunai was deeply inserted. If his backward retreat speed was a little bit slower, this kunai might have been stuck in his instep. Who's there? Hamachi angrily said. "I am the Jonin team leader from Hidden Sand Village participating in the Chunin exam. I am the envoy from Hidden Sand Village to Hidden Leaf Village. Who is attacking me in the dark? Are you trying to provoke a war between 2 ninja villages? A war between 2 ninja villages?" Haku's voice echoed faintly as he slowly walked out from a direction, a smile on his face. "I think there might be some misunderstanding. Although this is Hidden Leaf Village, it is also the base of the Whitebeard Pirates. You will only provoke a war between the Whitebeard Pirates and Hidden Sand Village." Haku's gaze fell on Hamachi's dark face. "Your face. I think I've seen you before. As I recall, you said something exactly like what you just said a few days ago. Using the word war to threaten others, is this a usual trick of your Hidden Sand Village?" Hamachi's stunned gaze also fell on Haku. He found this little kid very familiar. "It's you?" Hamachi's pupils shrank slightly. The pirate kid from the Whitebeard Pirates disguised as a Hidden Grass Village ninja. Haku recognized him. He recognized Haku. Ha ha ha. As expected, parading through the streets is useful. We don't need to specifically notify them. They will take the initiative to come to us. Naruto's voice also rang out, attracting Hamachi's gaze. Naruto's voice also rang out. "It's you?" Hamachi was shocked. Compared to Haku, Naruto left a deeper impression on him. Because this blonde kid had injured one of their Geinin. And he did it in front of him, a Hidden Sand Village Jonin. This blonde kid was extremely arrogant. It was unforgettable for him. "Oh? Are you here?" Sasuke also appeared. He looked at the hidden sand village Jonin with interest, feeling a surge of eagerness. A Jonin from one of the 5 major ninja villages, huh? But the night sky was not very clear today. Sasuke still maintained a bit of rationality and restraint. He knew his strength was far inferior to a Jonin. If he fought against him, he would only get beaten. "Kid, what does your white-beard pirates mean?" Hamashi gritted his teeth. "Do you want to ambush me? If we wanted to ambush you, we wouldn't have warned you with a kunai." Haiku smiled. "The Geinin from your village are already prisoners of our white-beard pirates. If you want to rescue them, you have to pay enough ransom." Ransom. Hamashi was stunned for a moment. This development was beyond his expectation. "That's right." Naruto grinned. "We just had a good discussion. We know that your hidden sand village is a bit poor. Your level of poverty is comparable to that of Hidden Mist Village, which has been ravaged by the Blood Mist policy. Our white-beard pirates' kidnapping and extortion is quite humane. We originally wanted to charge you a ransom of 1 million per person, but after thinking about it, we decided to give you a 50% discount and charge you 500,000 ryo." Naruto leaned back with his hands behind his head. "How about it? It's a good deal, right? Hamachi?" Chapter 197, Orochimaru's Shock. "Naruto, you're not making good use of the opportunity I gave you." Hamachi is a bit doubtful if there's something wrong with his ears. Usually, it's only their hidden sand village that threatens some small ninja villages. Never has anyone threatened their hidden sand village. But heavens! Right now, a blonde brat is insolently extorting money from hidden sand village. He even said that to redeem a Geinin, it would cost 500,000 taels. Hamachi did a quick calculation. He saw that there were a total of 15 hidden sand village Geinin who were kidnapped. If one person costs 500,000 taels, wouldn't that add up to 7,500,000 ryo? Hamachi was dumbfounded. This number doesn't sound particularly large in Hidden Leaf Village. After all, Hidden Leaf Village has a rich foundation. Big families and big businesses. Very rich. But for the already not wealthy Hidden Sand Village, 7,500,000 ryo is definitely not a small sum. Let alone 7,500,000 ryo. Even if a dignified Jonin of Hidden Sand Village had to pay 2 million ryo out of his own pocket, he couldn't afford it. There's no way. Hidden Sand Village is poor. Brat, what if Hidden Sand Village doesn't pay this ransom? Hamachi's face didn't look good. "Do you think Hidden Sand Village are such easy targets?" Whoosh! A breaking sound rang out again, followed by a Hidden Sand Village Geinin scream. "Ah! My foot!" It was a shuriken that was stuck in a Hidden Sand Village Geinin's foot, and blood was splattering out. The faces of most of the other captives changed. Afraid that they would be the next unlucky ones. Haiku was playing with a sharp shuriken in his hand. The smile on his face never faded. He said, "This shuriken of mine, if I throw it out again, it might not land on the foot, but on the throat. Uncle, this is the consequence of not paying the ransom." Haiku still politely called the other party uncle. Hamachi. "Damn brats." The words that Hamachi gritted his teeth and said were not only aimed at Naruto and others, but also at a group of Geinin from Hidden Sand Village. Because this group of useless Geinin put him in a passive situation. His eyes were flashing with a different kind of brilliance. If he really had to pay the ransom, he definitely couldn't afford it himself. He would need to contact the village. But once he contacted the village, how would Kazekage and the high levels in the village view him, the leading Jonin? Would they think he was useless? There were only 3 brats in front of him, and the other members of the Whitebeard pirates were nowhere to be seen. If he could knock these 3 brats out in an instant, maybe he could rescue that group of wastes. As for whether he would offend the Whitebeard pirates by doing this, Hamachi believes that the Whitebeard pirates wouldn't be so double-standard. Could it be that they only allow themselves to kidnap and extort Hidden Sand Village, but don't allow Hidden Sand Village to use some means to rescue their own people? Moreover, he didn't intend to kill the people of the Whitebeard pirates. At most, it's just about knocking out 3 little kids. When his mind reached this point, Hamachi had made up his mind, and the unusual look in his eyes became firm. "Little kids, you want a ransom, right?" Hamachi took out a stack of banknotes from his bosom. "I don't have much cash on me at the moment. Here is 100,000 ryo. I'll give you this money first, then I'll try to contact the village to send money over." "Okay." Naruto seemed unaware of the impending crisis. He still had his hands behind his head as Hamachi approached. Naruto reached out and took the stack of banknotes. Good opportunity. A fierce look flashed in Hamachi's eyes. He didn't hesitate to chop down, aiming at Naruto's neck. He felt that among these 3 little kids, this blonde little kid was the most powerful. As long as he could take down this blonde little kid in an instant, The remaining 2 little kid could be dealt with in 2 breaths. His analysis was not wrong, but he underestimated Naruto's strength. Naruto's body suddenly lowered. Naruto seemed to know very well that the other party would attack him. A swift and hard chop brushed past Naruto's hair. This strike fell directly on the air. What? Hamaji's pupils suddenly contracted. Before he had time to be shocked, Naruto had already thrown the banknotes in his hand at his face. With the help of the banknotes to confuse the other party's vision, Naruto lifted his leg and it was a groin kick. Hamaji felt a slight chill in his lower body. He instinctively pressed his hands down. Bang! The intense pain in his palm made him gasp. Naruto's groin kick hit his palm hard. The huge force was not like a child's strength at all. Hamaji didn't know if it was his illusion. He felt that his hand seemed to be fractured by this kick. Being seen through by a little kid, not taking down a little kid in one strike, but letting the other party find an opportunity to counterattack, and even injuring his own palm. A series of mistakes made Hamaji a bit angry. The look of annoyance on his face was a bit hard to hide. Little kid. You're done. Hamaji reached for a small bottle on his right waist. He is a hidden sand village jonin who is good at using poison. But at this moment, a strong and powerful hand grabbed his forearm, and a murderous tone sounded from the side. Hey. I just came back and saw someone wants to hurt my family. You, a guy wearing a hidden sand village forehead protector, how do you want to die? Hamaji. He hurriedly turned his head to look to the right, and found a ninja, who didn't know when he had appeared next to him. The other party appeared too fast. He didn't react just now. Under the street lamp, he could see a shark face that was a bit different from a normal person's face, and he could see the bloodshot eyes. The murderous intent emanating from the other party made his heart tremble. 7 ninja swordsmen? Hoshigaki Kisame? This face made Hamaji shocked. How could he not recognize the famous 7 ninja swordsmen of Hidden Mist Village? Especially Hoshigaki Kisame, this man is the one with the highest facial recognition among the 7 ninja swordsmen. As long as you have seen his face, it's hard for people to forget him. I feel a malice from you. Is this observation hockey? It's amazing that I can feel a negative emotion lingering on others. Another voice sounded. This voice was younger. Hamaji. Hamaji suddenly felt as if his back was being held by some sharp weapon. With the reflection of a window on the street, he vaguely saw that what was holding his back was a ninja sword. He tried to tilt his head back, and saw a young face in the corner of his eye. The other party's eyes were wrapped in a bandage. He felt this person looked familiar, but he couldn't recognize who it was. After all, Shizue wasn't as recognizable as Kisame. Rip. The ninja sword behind Hamaji had already pierced through his clothes. The tip of the sword might have pierced his skin, because he felt a sense of pain coming. He could even feel a warm flow running down his skin. His back was bleeding. Who are you? Hamaji swallowed nervously. One of the crew members of the Whitebeard Pirates, Shizue Uchiha. Shizue's tone was flat. Uchiha. Shizue. Wait. Shizue of the body flicker from Hidden Leaf Village? Hamaji was stunned. First, it was one of the 7 ninja swordsmen. Then it was Shizue of the body flicker from Hidden Leaf Village. What's going on? What happened? Shizue of the body flicker from Hidden Leaf Village actually claimed to be one of the crew members of the Whitebeard Pirates? Could it be that he joined the Whitebeard Pirates? How is that possible? Would Hidden Leaf Village be willing to let go of such a genius ninja? Would a dignified jonin from Hidden Leaf Village be willing to give up the identity of a Hidden Leaf Village ninja and become a pirate wandering around the ninja world? How is that possible? I gave you the opportunity to redeem 15 Hidden Sand Village ninjas for 7.5 million ryos, but you didn't make good use of it. Naruto shook his head in disappointment. He bent down to pick up a banknote, and gently flicked it. He raised his head again, looking at Hamaji who dared not move. Naruto smiled slyly at him. Now, I've changed my mind. Uncle Hidden Sand Village, 1 geinin costs 1 million ryos, not a penny less. 15 geinin, a total of 14 million ryos. Stupid Naruto, it's 15 million. Sasuke, who was standing next to him, had a black line on his forehead and reminded Naruto in a low voice. Ahem, 15 million ryos. Naruto immediately corrected himself. Naruto-kun, don't forget he just wanted to do something just now. Haiku smiled gently. Why not round it up, 20 million ryos, as a small punishment for him taking action? That makes sense. Naruto expressed his support. He looked up at the jonin of Hidden Sand Village. If it's less than this number, you guys can forget about your village's ninjas. If you can't afford this money, then notify your Kazekage. Hey. Kisame grinned. He reached out and patted Hamaji's face. Did you hear what our team captain said? A ransom of 20 million ryos. If you don't pay, something serious will happen. You should have heard about what happened to Hidden Mist Village and Hidden Grass Village, right? Kisame squeezed Hamachi's face hard, his eyes narrowed and murderous intent was revealed. Don't let me come to you personally, otherwise a lot of people will die. The naked threat didn't carry any disguise. If Naruto's threat was considered relatively tactful, then the side that Hoshigaki Kisame showed was purely evil. The law of the jungle in the ninja world was put on the table. Hamachi. If there was a regret medicine in the world, he would eat as much as he had. Who knew that Hoshigaki Kisame and Shizue Uchiha, two ninjas who were famous in the ninja world, had joined the Whitebeard pirates? If he knew, he definitely wouldn't dare to do it. And also, he always felt, how did these two people appear so coincidentally? Could it be that they were waiting in the dark for him to make a move? Could he have fallen into the pirate's trap? Hamachi was stunned, his face was pinched with a burst of pain, and his heart was filled with a lot of frustration, unwillingness, and fear. All he could do was to speak, I understand. But no matter how frustrated and unwilling, nothing is more important than his own life. He chickened out. Meanwhile, Hidden Sound Village. Orochimaru-sama. There is information from Kodo 1. An Hidden Sound Village ninja, in panic, broke into Orochimaru's laboratory, holding a telegram decoding in his hand. Orochimaru-sama. Something big happened in Hidden Leaf Village. Orochimaru's dress is not like a ninja at all, more like a researcher. He was wearing a white protective suit, with rubber gloves on his hands, and even a mask on his face. He paused with a test tube in his hand. Crack. The test tube in his hand was crushed by Orochimaru. His eyes were a bit gloomy and annoyed, and his voice was hoarse. You should know that the laboratory should always maintain a sterile environment, right? You just broke in, making my work hard for 9 hours in vain. Orochimaru calmly took off his mask. Do I need to explain to you what my mood is now? Do I need to tell you in advance what I want to do? The Hidden Sound Village ninja who broke in here had his hair standing on end. Cold sweat was even overflowing from his forehead. Orochimaru-sama, your subordinate didn't mean to. He defended with a trembling voice. I know. Orochimaru showed a shallow smile. You don't have to worry. Thank you, Orochi. Puff. Orochimaru directly opened his mouth and spit out his tongue, the soft tongue, like a spear thrusting out. The tip of the tongue split open, revealing a sharp ninja sword. The ninja sword pierced the unlucky Hidden Sound Village ninja's throat in an instant. Hey. The Hidden Sound Village ninja hurriedly dropped the paper in his hand and covered his neck with his hand. But he underestimated the sharpness of this ninja sword, and saw Orochimaru's tongue circling around his head. The big head rushed to the sky. Blood was splashing wildly. The ninja sword protruding from the tip of the tongue retracted, and the long tongue also returned to Orochimaru's mouth. Feeling the warm blood taste on the tip of his tongue, Orochimaru hummed coldly, it seems that it is better to recruit less of these wastes who are more than enough to fail, lest they ruin my big plans one day. Orochimaru walked slowly. He picked up the decoded telegram from the ground unhurriedly, and looked at the text on it, Kodo 1. Kabuto. Orochimaru's face suddenly changed. Kimimaro was caught. This intelligence is obviously from Hidden Leaf Village. And it was secretly given to Orochimaru by Yakushi Kabuto. The content is also very simple, probably describing what happened in Hidden Leaf Village today. And it emphasizes that Kimimaro and 2 other Hidden Sound Village ninjas all fell into Naruto's hands. Orochimaru's face suddenly changed. This was something he didn't expect. Orochimaru arranged for Kimimaro to participate in this Chunin exam. The first purpose is to create momentum for the newly established Hidden Sound Village, so that the entire ninja world knows that a new ninja village has appeared. The second purpose, of course, was to test Kimimaro's potential. If Kimimaro could defeat a group of his peers, it would mean that he indeed qualified to be his best vessel. Shikatsu-myaku is a remarkable Kekkei Genkai. Orochimaru had already thought about how to use Kimimaro's body to step-by-step achieve his ultimate goal of immortality. But who could have thought? In the blink of an eye, Kimimaro and 2 other Hidden Sound Village ninja were caught by the Whitebeard pirates? Participating in the Chunin exam, inexplicably became a pirate captive? Orochimaru was stunned. Moreover, Orochimaru also saw everything that the third Hokage had experienced from this intelligence. For a moment, Orochimaru didn't know whether to be happy or angry, and finally turned into a gloating voice. Sarutobi-sensei, it seems that you are failed to protect your reputation. Ever since I found out that you've become a bit different from before, I felt that this day would come. I just didn't expect that this day would come so quickly. Hee. It seems that I'm, as your proud disciple, can help to spread Sarutobi-sensei's great achievements throughout the ninja world. What a wonderful master-disciple relationship. Hee, you must be grateful to me, right? Sarutobi-sensei. Orochimaru couldn't wait to see his Sarutobi-sensei fall into misfortune. It's a pity that he didn't see Naruto beating Hokage with his own eyes. This made Orochimaru feel a bit regretful. But it doesn't matter. When the day comes for his Hidden Leaf Village destruction plan to unfold, Sarutobi-sensei will have to be buried with Hidden Leaf Village. Orochimaru put aside these thoughts. He focused on the Naruto Uzumaki. This is a very familiar name. An image of a blonde brat emerged in Orochimaru's mind. He looked somewhat similar to Minato. Naruto Uzumaki, Minato's child, the Jinchuriki of the Nine Tails, Whitebeard's adopted son, you have many halos on you. Orochimaru's eyes narrowed slightly. In just 1 year, you were able to defeat Kimimaro? Orochimaru had seen Naruto, and he had even talked to Naruto. Although, that day he was beaten up badly by Whitebeard. What a pity. Orochimaru shook his head. Jinchuriki is not suitable to be used as a reincarnation vessel. I can't handle that Nine Tails. Otherwise, this child would be more suitable to be a reincarnation vessel than Kimimaro. At this point, the annoyance in Orochimaru's heart had dissipated. Because from the situation of the intelligence, Kimimaro is not irretrievable. As long as the ransom is given, Kimimaro can be retrieved. A ninja for 1 million ryo, hey, that's really the style of pirates. Orochimaru sighed slightly. But soon, Orochimaru thought of something. He fell into a brief silence. Because Orochimaru's research requires a lot of money to be invested. The money that came from Daimyo had just arrived, and Orochimaru had already spent it all on his laboratory.